believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to our other nations around the world. Current political dilemma. Our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. Diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim, and this is Technology Thursday. Welcome. It is a great day for technology, actually. We're living in the best time in history, I think. And I want everyone to know that we are so lucky to be able to broadcast this show from prosumer equipment. With the technology that we have achieved over the past 30 years, we're able to deliver a fairly high-end show at no cost at all, except for maybe the cost of a server. Tonight I'm having some ham sandwiches because we are kind of flying around doing things, and it's the easiest thing to do. So nice big organic whole wheat sandwiches with cream cheese and ham and organic lettuce that we grew ourselves. Yeah. And when we travel with an actual lettuce growing operation. We grow our lettuce with us. The ham is minimally processed with no MSG or any type of problems whatsoever. What was that? What did you say? Sarah, what did you say? Sarah?
Sorry, I rinsed it for you.
Oh, she rinsed off. Yeah, she rinsed off the lettuce, which we grow. Now, how do we do that? Well, we have a mobile travel center that we travel in, the MTC. And this has the ability to have all the things we need along with fresh air, no matter where we are. Now, I breathe purified air, as you know, and it's really a blessing because when you're in cities, you don't know what you're breathing with cars and traffic. And I would love for everybody to have HEPA filters in their cars. So in the future, our technology in America under my leadership will be focused on building portable air filtration systems for everyone at low cost. And the government will actually fund this initially. The cooking show we can't do on the road because it's too complicated.
Oh, it's today, Thursday?
Yeah, I'd have to go in there and show you.
Can I bring this wine in and do my cooking when I do
Yeah, why don't you, we're going to start with the cooking show, but let me check the news and recap any major stories.
And then I'll do my cooking.
A baby dies 2 days after a medical emergency during a Raptors victory parade. I'm so sorry about that. Not much in the news, and as you know, Trump is still trying to start a war with Iran, so, that's good to know. The Supreme Court has delivered a loss to the White House on the census, allows partisan gerrymandering. Interesting. We'll take a look at that later tonight.
Then later, if you bring in a cutting board and the knife, which is in the one kit, and all I need from there is just the cutting board and the knife.
Oh, and then you can do a cooking show.
I'm going to make a cooking show.
She's going to do a cooking show for you right here in our show, during our live show. So you get a chance to see her prepare sandwiches.
I'm going to be cooking, it's a salad.
Salad, great.
But it's a gourmet salad.
A gourmet salad with organic
So
lettuce.
I also need some salad dressing.
Okay. Is that in the bottom of the cooler, or?
There's one in the back
Oh, right in with that bag. Yeah, okay.
or in the bottom of the cooler. One of those choices.
Okay, you've got emissions, estimated audience per second, sound, color, improving care. Good luck. Okay, sound, color are improving according to Aquamex. We have some possible restarts on our UHF signal, which had been suspended due to bad quality, which I was upset about because we were trying desperately to get good quality. I'm actually doing the show with a fluorescent light behind me, or in front of me. So, yeah, well, we've been banning a few people. It takes a long time. Misanthropy is welcome to come back to the show. But I basically just told him we don't need cynical apathetics in our show. And I know, and I'm not happy about the fluorescent light, but it's something I have to put up with. So sorry. It looks like 10-year-old VHS video. I know. It's kind of a retro feel. Yeah, I called him a cynical apathetic. And even though apathetic isn't really a noun, it's a type of behavior, I call him an apathetic. So I'm using it as a noun. And I think what we're dealing with here is a lot of people in America who are cynical and or apathetic have lost their way. They don't believe that anyone can be awoken to the truth. They don't believe that anybody can be carried to a higher level of intelligence. And I think what we're trying to do all around the country is to raise the bar of awareness about the corruption in our country. And that synopsizes what we're doing on a daily basis. By raising the bar of awareness, we will ultimately bring people into this centrist movement. Most people don't want to embrace LGBTQ. Most people don't want their guns taken away from them. Most people don't want to breathe chemtrails. Most people don't want to have forced vaccinations. Most people don't want to necessarily eat genetically modified food, and they would like to know if it's genetically modified or not. So all these factors make us a better choice for Americans for 2020. And that's why we've been articulating this story as best we can under all circumstances. We can't possibly do a show with the extent that we've been doing it without getting an audience and getting buzz. And I thank you for that. Thank you for all for coming in and doing that. We don't mention kinfolk in our show because Sarah comes from a really big family. I come from a not too big family, and I kind of lost touch with one of my family members. But good news, I actually did see Connie recently, and we're talking again. So hope springs eternal, right? Yeah, so kind of maintaining good relations with family members has always been in the background of what we hope people can do. But if you don't have good relations with family members, don't have good relations.
This is a preview of one of the things I'll be making tonight.
Wow, this is a preview of one of the things that Sarah's going to be making.
Maybe too much bread.
I was going to say a triple bread sandwich. Well, that looks great. You've got ham, and you've got apples, and organic lettuce, and cream cheese.
And sweet pepper.
And sweet pepper. Wow, that's like red pepper or yellow?
Yellow.
Yellow, perfect. That's an example of our cookie show. We're going to do a little cookie show tonight. Sarah's going to do it for you.
Oh, and then I've got a salad as well.
And she's going to make a salad too. So I'm going to go down and get some ingredients from our vehicle, our mobile travel station, our mobile travel center, I call it, the MTC. We used to travel in the travel pod, and it got bigger. Now we have the Mobile Travel Center, MTC. I think that's the best way I can describe what we're dealing with. We have onboard refrigerator and onboard everything we need. So it's kind of cool to have the ability to travel that way. Okay, let me take a look at my blog. What were soldiers' deaths were suicides? Medical examiner says. I don't believe that. You know, I'm just gonna, and there's evidence in the news that a police department, an NYPD police department guy, killed himself as well. I don't believe that either. Let's take a look at these stories real quick. Yeah, I think that these suicidings by cops are just people trying to do the right thing, and they're being told by their commanding officer, no, we don't want you around, and they just kill them. That's what my belief is. You can not believe it, you can disagree with me, whatever. New York PD officer dead by self-inflicted gunshot wound in Queens. This is just a week and a half after two cops, two top homicide people, died in the New York PD force from a similar gunshot wound. Folks, we're seeing such corruption behind the blue curtain that it looks like they're killing off the good guys just to keep the secrets that are wrapped up in those Anthony Weiner's emails. 600,000 emails were distributed to the NYPD, and not one has been seen by our government, and the FBI has turned a blind eye to this. This is a serious breach of ethics at the highest level of the government. So I think this is another indication of that. Now we have the story about Stephen Hodges. Washington Times has a story of Stephen Hodges. A border soldier's death were suicides. Oh, so there's more than one death. It's like they all killed themselves. No, they're being told to do some terrible things and then they're being killed. That's what's going on. I have a strong inclination to believe that these are the good guys that are being killed and they're being told to do some terrible things. A medical examiner says 2 soldiers helping secure the Mexican border in Arizona died by suicide. That's ridiculous. Self-inflicted gunshot wounds. This is another case of BS. I don't believe anyone would just shoot themselves in tandem at the border or in the NYPD. Folks, this has got to be one of the most corrupt countries at the time we're in right now, the most corrupt time our country's been in for years. I am shocked that people are just saying, oh, it's okay, it's a suicide. No, none of this looks like a suicide. David, what happened was impossible to enter your channel. Why? Until a few minutes ago. Vitoro, what you're seeing is Mark's censorship against our show, and he gets paid a lot of money to keep people like you out. And I'm surprised you're asking me that after I've explained it to you lots of times, and I've done everything I can to explain it to you, and you still don't get it. What do I need to do to make you convinced that they are censoring me? I think you just found out. Yeah. Democrats have created an education crisis by not properly educating kids and overcharging for education. If we all had teachers like Sarah, we wouldn't have a problem. There are a lot of bad teachers out there that are just not, doing the job. Inspiring kids to learn is the most important thing a teacher can do. The misanthrope. Well, I don't want to say anything bad about misanthropy other than the fact that I think and I told him this, I think he's cynical, apathetic. And we're dealing with lots of people in the country who are cynically apathetic. Avocado is a superfood. Oh, look at this, folks. This is really good news. In case you're eating avocados like I am, avocado is a super cancer fighting food. Wow, that's exciting. Thanks for that link. Avocados are one of the great cancer fighting foods rich in multiplicity of nutrients, including many potent antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and monounsaturated healthy fats. Wow, I am impressed. Okay, that is super. Good to know. Yeah, I think taking in information, gathering, sharing. We've got the debates tonight. I could go live to the debates right now, take that and take a look at it. See where we're at. All these candidates are talking about nothing and bickering about healthcare when all they want to do is charge for Medicare for all of them. That's their big buzzword. when we already have Medicaid for all? It's ridiculous. Let's go live to the, they're all gathering, ready to, NBC Nightly News. I'm not Tom Brokaw. Okay, I'm going to come back to that when it's happening. In the meantime, we're just going to talk here. I guess they're talking about, oh, there we go. We're going live to debate now.
High school, 65 out of 100 now need
something beyond high school, and we should provide for them to be able to get that education. That's why there should be free community college, cutting in half the cost of college. That's why we should be in a position where we do not have anyone have to pay back a student debt when they get out. They're making less than $25,000 a year.
Okay, as you folks know, I'm the originator of the plan to create the 6-week to 6-month certification program. And I was the one that originally talked about this 6 years ago. It's a community college theme that I will be delivering, fully paid for with double Pell Grants. I know. Double Pell Grants to provide everybody a good quality education. And you should be able to get a job paying $20 minimum an hour within 6 weeks to 6 months of training. And we'll partner those jobs with the private sector. It's going to nest nicely and dovetail right into the local needs of every community and every corporate business sector. We will tailor the programs to meet the needs of the corporations in the area of your community college. So you won't have to go very far to get an education. Bless you. I don't think Warren won any debate. She's been borrowing my ideas, and she hasn't faced off on the truth that she got a free education claiming she's Cherokee Indian. That's a serious problem. Well, Misanthropy is welcome to come in here. Come on in, Misanthropy. I don't want to alienate you from the show. But we want people to know that I am doing really a difficult process here. And we want to remain at least a little positive in our efforts to kind of press for a better quality politics in America. We've really been dealt a bad hand in America. And there's nothing I can really do to improve it other than to keep telling people remain positive. Because negativity has never gotten anyone anywhere. That's the truth. Other than, you know, in dark places you don't want to go. Okay, let's take a look at that link that we just got from Pitoro, and I will go back to the iBlog room. Okay, hi. So that's very interesting about the suicides of the officers, both the Border Patrol Agency and the NYPD. E-cigarette warning, yes, we saw this the other day. This is an e-cigarette warning about a vaporizer that blew up. Watch this.
Father is now calling for better regulations and a ban on the sale of e-cigarettes to minors. He says his teenage son was badly injured when a vaporizer exploded in his face. Reed Feist has the story and a warning. The boy was badly disfigured and the images are hard to look at.
Disturbing to see these are 16-year-old Ty Greer's injuries after he says a vaporizer he was using blew up.
Black all over his face, lips all exploded and missing teeth. It was horrible.
His father says he couldn't believe the damage the device caused.
It was very loud and there was a fireball about probably 2 feet by 2 feet.
The device was purchased at a Lethbridge, Alberta store. In Alberta, there are no rules preventing minors from buying similar e-cigarette devices.
Yeah, I think we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Thank you for that. We don't want to, just overdose everybody on vaporizer information. And, these are relatively isolated incidents. So to say that these things are happening all over the place is really a little bit of a scare tactic, and no doubt sponsored by the cigarette companies, Yeah, okay. Yeah, hey, hi, Big Outlaw is here. Sarah's going to come in and do a little cooking presentation for you tonight because we missed our cooking show. We were in the middle of traffic. We couldn't possibly broadcast earlier. And frankly, it's a miracle we got in here on time to get the show going. As you know, we're doing a big travel thing for the summer. And yeah, don't buy crappy stuff, right? Cheap, crappy stuff. Buy better quality, exactly. You want Larry Sinclair. Wow. Okay. I better get this out of the way right away, Mike. Or Rumbumba, sorry. Let's bring you Larry Sinclair for the first one and only time tonight. The man who tried to expose the New World Order and Barack Obama being a liar, basically. Here he is.
Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Thank you, Larry, for that testimony. I appreciate that. That's part of why we are waking people up. Yeah, guest 381 did not know that Obama smoked crack in 1999 with that guy. He didn't know that. So we've just woke one person up to this fact. I haven't obsessed on the video. I'm merely doing it because Rum Bumba insisted. He only gets one request per night, and he insisted upon it. So. Now, unfortunately, Sarah, there's only a little bit of room in here because there's a tight configuration. Yeah, unless I pull that out. So I think we're just going to leave it as it is. Sarah's going to show you her sandwich. And
I gotta get all my stuff first.
okay. And she's going to give you a little demonstration of her cooking ability. Well, we were doing that too. We do the Michelle video showing Michelle as a man with his body part there. We do that.
Before, when Sarah's not on the show.
Only when Sarah's not on the show, because she doesn't believe any of that, which is fine. You guys don't have to believe what you see in front of the camera. That's perfectly okay. A lot of people are wondering if everything's fake news at this point. You got news, Max, on the 737 new problems they're having at Boeing? I'll talk about that a little later. Thanks for the link. I've got it in the lineup. Excellent. This is live. Yeah, every show is live. Don't listen to anything you've seen on the internet saying it's not. We have an interactive show that's been going on for 10 years, 9 months. August will be our 11th year anniversary. Can you believe that? And we're the longest running regular show in the world. No other show has maintained this continuity and uploaded to YouTube. I'm not AI, no. This couldn't be handled by something like AI because we are incredibly flexible and requires the intelligence of both myself and Sarah to pull this off. Now, maintaining this constant show, despite all censorship and opposition, has been a very big challenge, but we're doing it every night. We're actually better than I Love Lucy, Max, because they only shot 5 weeks straight. We've shot 10 years, 9 months straight, every day, except for Sunday. We take a day of rest. Yeah, well, if somebody does a deep fake video of me, it will actually help me, believe it or not, even if it's derogatory or disparaging. You got to understand the elitists, if they allow a deep state or a deep fake video of me, not only will it arouse attention, it'll raise my name in the public eye, which is what they're trying to avoid. For 10.5 years or 10 years, 9 months, they've systematically censored us. Bernie's having a fit on stage. Okay, let's go to that right now. He's saying the same thing he said in 2016.
On the women's vote. We will have
Care for all, when tens of millions of people are prepared to stand up and tell the insurance companies and the drug companies that their day is gone.
Medicare for all will cost our country $60 trillion. We have Medicaid for all right now. This is exactly what the Democrats do. They tax and spend, and they're going to tax you people for their big promises they're putting out, which is ironic considering they never pay their bills, and Bernie Sanders is known as the moocher. He makes $2 million a year now on his book deals. He's in the 1%. Right, well, you guys are the lucky ones that get into the show. Pitoro found out tonight that it's hard to get into the show, and Mark has been censoring our show considerably. So Pitoro found that out firsthand. You'll have to tell the Pope about that, Pitoro. I appreciate that. make a deep fake video of myself and then say it's a giant controversy? I don't need to. Every single day is a giant controversy because they're censoring me, and you don't seem to get that. And you should be talking to others about how censorship has affected our show.
Okay, I got this.
Okay, Sarah's gonna. Oh, okay, good. I'll take that too, as well. Sarah's gonna talk to you guys in just a minute. Right?
Just now.
Just now.
All right.
Here's your camera, by the way, if you want to go mobile.
This is my camera. All right, fantastic. All right, so I made this. I would love for David to take a bite and see what you think before I start.
Hang on.
Before I start, here, you want me to move over?
No, I'm just gonna take a bite right on camera here. Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.
Like the apple?
Mm-hmm. That is incredible.
I know how to make a sandwich.
You're the best on the spot sandwich maker.
All right, so here we go. We're gonna do a cooking show. I know I have the weird glasses that the light shines through. Sorry. Just how it is. I like the blue background so it looks like my light shines through. I assembled a sandwich. Yes, woohoo! I can make a sandwich. But this isn't just any sandwich. All right, you ready? Oh, I could do 2 cameras, couldn't I?
Okay.
I could, maybe. We'll see if I could set up 2 cameras. That would be cool. All right. First, I'll just hold it up to the camera for now. First, of course, you have to start with bread when you're making a sandwich. This isn't just any bread. This is organic, whole wheat, multi-grain, yummy bread. The sandwich board is fading out. I know, that's true with the green screen thing. Now I have this little packet of cream cheese. That's cream cheese. And so I'm gonna put, you could substitute this of course for mayonnaise, but I'm gonna put cream cheese on both slices of my sandwich. Like making it high up. I'm gonna have to set up another system for the salad when I do that later. Okay, but I do mayonnaise, but I'm doing cream cheese. You would love that, Pirate. I am capable of doing this that way, but I'm not going to. Leave a slice of plausible deniability. No, just a slice of ham. Toasted is good, but in your hotel, I know, exactly. In a hotel room, this is the best I'm gonna do. A little more. Already started finishing up the cream cheese. Dealio. Okay, so now I've got my cream cheese on my sandwich. Then I really do want to like switch videos and see if I can like set it up on something. Ooh, I know. I'll be right back. Democratic debate is becoming an angry debate rather quickly. Oh, so sad. What happened to spreading joy and peace and harmony, huh, people? Okay. I know, I should probably move over. Okay, now I'm going to just move my camera and see if that'll work. Yeah, there we go. Except I'm going to have to... This will work. That will work. There we go. Except, let me see. I can't see it. Let me click on here. And then I've got the green screen going, which is like, so I'm going to actually go in here. And then maybe I can go to color and go to no chroma key so you can actually see what the hotel room looks like with the blue screen behind me. See, there I am. Well, my sandwich right now, if I tried to put it on the wall, I'm sure it would stick to the wall. But, all right, next, what I'm going to put on my sandwich, move these little cream cheeses out of the way. This is awesome little green yellow pepper. Are we recording this? Yes, so you guys can see this other one. You see the useless packaging and a paper plate. I know, but it does, and sorry. That's true. I'm de-seeding the pepper right now. You see that? I'm going around. I should probably do it this way, so better, so it has like a little green on it. There we go. De-seed the pepper. Put that little piece of my inside my container here. Pork pepper. It's a good pepper. A good little pepper. And I'm gonna slice it. I have a better knife in the car David's gonna bring me for my salad later. I'm making little, I'll do it on here, little slivers of this yellow, orange pepper. So much cream cheese. Do I taste? Well, you haven't seen the other ingredients yet, so you don't know if I taste because you haven't seen all the other ingredients I'm putting on this bad boy. This awesome sandwich. You guys know this is what I'm famous for, is sandwiches on the road. Yeah, I heard there was a thunderstorm today. Parts of the Midwest. Well, actually, they said there were thunderstorms everywhere. Did you guys experience a thunderstorm? Yes, I did experience a thunderstorm. Oh, no, now you're going to say where I'm at. It was pretty crazy. And fortunately, David did the driving while the thunderstorm was going on. I might do a little bit more. See how I'm covering like almost the entire thing. So with this orange pepper, there you go. Actually, maybe I will. No, I'll save that one for later. So there's my orange pepper slices on my sandwich. Next, actually, I'm gonna do that. So on this side, because you're like, so much cream cheese. You've got it, groundhog. For David, I have this ham. For David, I actually rinse his ham off. But for me, I'm just gonna put the ham on there. All right. Now comes a nice little, this is an apple. I know it's a little brown, but I just started slicing it. Because I figured apple and ham go really well together, and I want a little extra bite on my sandwich. A little something extra special. I mean, who puts apples on a sandwich? I do. That's who. I do. This apple needs was a little bit bruised, so I'm going to take that part off. I could feed that to my worms if they were here, but they're not. I know this knife is not the best knife. I sent David down to the vehicle to get a better knife. I'm going to put these, of course, I clean as I go and put these in my little container too. All right, my sandwich is almost ready. I need one more thing, which is this. Check this out. So David's right, we've been, I will have to take a picture of what we have for our growing the lettuce in our vehicle. But we have this awesome lettuce all grown. We started growing it at our house and we're like, man, this is too nice. And you know, one of the things about traveling is you need roughage. You need to make sure you stay regular, or at least I do. And so, got this awesome lettuce, which I will be using the lettuce to make a salad in a little bit. Oh, cool. Got some awesome shots going on today. Okay. All right, there it is. David will adjust to the blue screen in a little bit. Chroma key. Hello. Oh, I know, no Italian seasoning on my sandwich. Hello, Big Outlaw. What's wrong with the lettuce leaves? They're been growing in advance, so maybe they need a little bit more sunshine. It has to be the weirdest sandwich you've ever witnessed. Take that as a compliment as long as it tastes delicious. Let's see. It actually is really good. I would say it could do with a dash of pepper and some cheese. But other than that, the apple actually works. All right. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about the salad that I'm going to make when I get. So we're going to use our awesome lettuce. I also have a celery. I did not grow the celery, but I have a celery stick. I have the apple. And then I'm also going to, where's it over here? Once a big bug problem, carrion flies in Quebec. Wow. And then I have this cabbage. So I'm going to make then I also have, some walnuts that I'm going to add. So it's going to be an apple walnut salad with the bell pepper, a little bit of bell pepper, and some snap peas. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on prepping with my bad knife till David gets back. Pizza would not be good for you. This is beautiful. All right, so here we go. I'm going to just take, with this cabbage, usually I just cut the whole cabbage, but since I'm traveling and I'm going to carry the cabbage with me, I'm taking off a cabbage leaf. That's a big, beautiful cabbage leaf. And then I'm going to take, I think, a couple of these. Oh, it's in the plastic. That's okay. I can work though.
It might be in the bathroom.
No, it's in the plastic container in there.
In where?
In the cook bag.
I didn't know that.
That's okay. No, it's fine. I can work with this.
I
got it. But you got the cutting board, which is awesome.
The cutting board. And
Okay, I'm gonna do this, and you can have your sandwich
great. Thank you.
while I just work on this. My goodness, that's a big cabbage leaf. All
This
right.
is my sandwich?
This is your sandwich. That was mine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. No, that's okay. Can you put this
Oh,
somewhere?
yeah, sure.
And then in a little bit, there's different things. You can come and put them back here. Is in the other room, you'll see like walnuts and I don't know if I need a pear because I need to eat the rest of this apple first. Snap peas, and then maybe a pepper.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I put the snap peas, peppers here. Awesome.
Okay, and
I got the good dressing. We picked up this, for only $1. We got some Sir Kensington Classic Ranch.
but they can't see it. It's over here.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You can talk now.
Classic Lime Ranch.
Classic lime ranch. Ooh, I even have some lemon in the other room if you want to make it more lemony.
That's okay.
Okay, so I'm going to start with, I know, the salad. I'm going to start by just cutting up some things to get ready. I'm going to get my mise en place. I'm going to cut off the celery and get that going first, cutting off some of the bad parts of the celery. I don't think celery is the best thing to travel with, and this is a bad knife, but it will do. I know. It's in the,
I don't think how you cut that.
yeah, I know. If I just take the strings off, I like to de-string it.
It's in the plastic container in the cookbook. Mm-hmm. I know where it is. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. But I could get everything else ready first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get that, because we got all the time in the world to do this.
But that cutting would be really good.
I will get that
Wait, maybe you should sit here and set up the video so that there's two videos, one on here and one on yourself. Or me.
Okay.
You're good at that. Oh, I can
Alright.
just sit there. till
I'll do
you're
it.
ready.
I got it. Okay. We have an integrated cam here. You're watching technology in motion, everybody. This is one of the most amazing aspects about our show is we can actually bring in alternate capture cameras. A kitchen knife is not going to cut it. Yeah, we're going to need something better. So I'm going to bring in the integrated camera. Now you can see clearly that, yeah, the windswept look. We've got a blue screen, ironically. Yeah. I'm going to configure this camera if I can do that. Camera control, zoom. Oh, it doesn't have a zoom feature. Or it does. It doesn't have a, no, it doesn't have a, no, we'll leave the zoom feature, it just doesn't work on this particular camera. So we'll go with the green screen, the blue screen, and we'll just do the color on the blue screen. Good. Okay. Whoa. Okay, that's kind of cool. It's like you're seeing Sarah in the upper corner of the screen, and she'll be cutting and doing all kinds of fun stuff. All right. Being I can't zoom that, I'm just going to put it in the corner of the screen for her. Okay. All right, here she is. Great. You're seeing my hand.
I'm eating my sandwich.
Do the work there. Oh, great. Oh, let me stay in there while you eat your sandwich. Enjoy. Boy, you know, it's been a wild ride, but I can tell you this show has been really the purpose of my life for many years, and I don't see any reason why we should stop it because I go on vacation. I'm doing this for free, trying to build a third party, and it's taking, of course, forever because the censorship is so strong in America that we rely on your word of mouth, all of you around the world, to actually tell people about us, because that's the only way we can beat the elitists at their game of buying politics, buying the media, buying everything. And we know that these people are not good. They're, unfortunately, they're not the smartest people in the world. They're rather inbred. They're willing to commit genocide. They've already proven that many times. I've been sleeping very well. Yeah. We could really get nice quality hotels whenever we travel. So, but yeah, it's been a good trip so far, and you're going to see more of Sarah making some beautiful salad. When we made these organic lettuce leaves in the back of our travel pod, or travel center, mobile travel center. They've been growing on the road in potting soil, and we actually take them with us because we can't really find really good quality wherever we go. So why not just grow your own lettuce while you're traveling, right? Okay, we're having a little, iBlog is having some drop frames. So I'm going to drop out of the Periscope show in case you guys are wondering. But you guys have had a sample of our show. If you want to watch it, go over to America's Third Party or go to coolrock.com. Coolrock.com. You'll see our show. So, okay? Cool. So signing off. Take care, William. We don't want to be able to get a bad signal, and we are running through a VPN because we need total security when we travel. And that's going to slow the signal down. So, no, she's just going to make this salad. So she's going to show you how to put apples and walnuts together and little sweet peppers and snap peas to make one of the best salads you could ever have with organic lettuce. Hey, Winnipeg, thank you. Good. I would love some tomatoes right now, but unfortunately we left our tomatoes at home rotting on the counter. So it's the one thing we forgot. It's got 3 tomatoes sitting there getting moldy. But that's okay. Tomatoes can get moldy and dry up. We're traveling to beep, 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 censored, beep, beep. And I hope you enjoy, the whole trip. Okay, here she is.
I like that. Beep, beep.
We're going to beep, 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 censored. Yeah, so things have been going well. We're making a 2-month vacation out of this because she gets 2 months off as a teacher, and we thought we'd make a really good trip, visit family members and whatnot. And I wish I could go to the Democratic debates, but they won't let me in the building. They consider me a bizarre fringe candidate. We are on the road, yeah. We're doing our show with our simple laptop, which happens to be a gaming laptop, 17-inch. And it works great. It had the right type of processor to do the show and maintain a good quality signal. And we have to go to certain hotels that have really good output. So we managed to find some hotels with 25 megabyte per second upload speeds, which then goes to our VPN, and then that goes to you. So the VPN is shielding where our hotel is so that no one can backtrace us on our IP. Pretty cool and high tech, huh? The Democrats aren't strong this year. In fact, they're coming up weak, not really coming up with the numbers that would justify Medicare for all. The buzzwords the Democrats are using are going to fail them this time around because what they're doing is they're just taxing and spending. Look at Obamacare. It's costing us $10 trillion. It's crazy, and we are never going to be able to pay for Obamacare, and the rates keep going up for doctors. So we have a better plan, a public option, with mobile medical units, and I'm going to talk about that tonight. This is my idea, not Donald Trump's, okay? I'll be back. Thanks. Thank you. I'll go get that knife right away.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else I need? Okay, sorry. All right. Okay. While he's gone, I can kind of prep the lettuce a little bit. Are we on batteries or plugged in? We are plugged in. We are in travel land time. A lot of the alt-right have no jobs or are unemployed. That makes sense to me, Cliff Chat. So they love the internet. Yeah. So you're on the road. Nice. You think it's cool. I think it's cool. I love that I'm able to do this, but I still have, I still have a decent income, and I like that. What's wrong with the lettuce? It looks like weeds. It's just because it kind of grew, the way it grew was like tall and spindly because of the access to light. But it is lettuce, and it's a little root bound. And so it kind of grew a little spindly because it's a little bit root bound. That's why. I do look well rested, less stressed. I am well rested and have less stress. It's amazing how much stress it is being a teacher. You don't like, this is green leaf lettuce, by the way. You don't like this kind of lettuce. It has lots of vitamins for you. I mean, not green leaf, red leaf lettuce. A lot of people, I know when I was growing up, I wasn't a big fan of red leaf lettuce, but anyway, they want to bring back the factory jobs that paid the equivalent of $50,000 a year and provide a 60% pension after 30 years, just like in the 1960s. But how are they going to do that? I mean, what kind of things do we need made in factories? That's what I would say. Your lettuce is, yeah. Sometimes it does grow tall and it gets a little bitter, but that's okay. I don't mind it. One of my favorite lettuces is actually kind of bitter, actually peppery. It's called arugula. And it's kind of spindly like this. This isn't too bitter. It's not sweet, but it's not too bitter either. And that's why I'm adding the cabbage. Cabbage is a little sweeter as well. And the apples and things like that. It is really good when it's young and tender. And this is actually pretty young and tender lettuce. Like this is a pretty Here you go. Why is a green screen on? Is a green screen on here? Wait, no, maybe not. Okay, there. That's a red leaf. No, Insane Canadian, why do you think so? We need paper plates, plastic jars, televisions, bed frames, plumbing supplies, cutlery. I don't think we need all of those things, Sheriff John Brown. I just don't think that we need all of those things. When it gets over 12 inches, one of the things I do is you can chop off the top, go in and chop off the 12 inches and then let that go to seed. It'll keep going and going if you just keep eating it. Yes, I am really going to eat this. It's actually really tasty. Okay, with this, I'm going to add, of course, some diced celery. Once I get a knife to actually dice it. Some walnuts. I should oh, there you go. Oh, wait, there you go. Over here. Some walnuts, some apple and celery, or apple, celery, cabbage, maybe some bell peppers, red peppers, sweet bell peppers, and some snap peas. I think that will be good. David didn't stop cooking. We just went on the road, so he doesn't have. That looks pretty good. We don't have all the.
Okay, here you go. The Cutco knife, the $30 Cutco knife.
All right, this will be a breeze now. All right, now I kind of just tore up the lettuce. You want me to sit to the side and you can come in the show?
Oh, no, I want you to.
Because I could be right here,
No,
and then you could be talking to the camera while I'm cutting it up.
I can consider that, but I'm going to eat my sandwich right now.
Okay, eat your sandwich first.
Thank you.
Because it's a really good sandwich. All right, so I'm going to start by I'm going to take this cabbage, and I'm going to kind of dice it, slice it, then it's kind of going to be like a coleslaw kind of thing. And it's kind of funny that I'm doing it with this Cutco knife, but that works on the road. And I know Dr. Mel would be like, why didn't you just take one of the awesome knives that I sent you, David? But, and this is our travel knife. This is what David would say, and he just did say that. And you love coleslaw. This is like homemade coleslaw. And you can see all of the effort that goes into it. I'll probably burn enough calories of the calories that I eat from when I make this salad. But anyway, you think the dollar store has good knives for $1? Pretty funny. I saw this person wearing this cute like looks like American flag scarf in her hair today, and she's like, and yes, I did wash my hands. It's not on camera, but I did wash my hands. But yeah, it was cute in her hair, and I was like, oh, that's cute. And she's like, yeah, I got it at the dollar store. And find cute, funky things there. Last night, I actually used the same cabbage, well, the same head of cabbage, and I made like a cabbage. It's kind of almost like a soup with it was really good, mushrooms and cabbage, and I didn't use any celery in that. That would have been good too, but yeah, it was a good little cabbage soup I made. I think tomorrow I'm probably going to be making chicken salad, but I don't have a container necessarily. Like I think I forgot to bring Tupperware. I don't find ham under my laptop. I got rid of all the ham. Yeah, but the hand choppers It just takes up too much room in the vehicle, and even though we do have an awesome mobile travel center, like David says, but you wouldn't believe all the things that David put in there. So I should, like, when I get to where I'm going to spend the summer with some friends, then I'll have to take pictures as we unpack and be like, and David brought this and that. And can you believe he brought this too? Yeah. Actually, David did buy some of those dollar store butter knives. The 6 for $1 or something.
Yeah.
Like, why? But he did it.
Are you kidding? I use those all the time.
Okay, I know you like them.
No, they have a saw blade on them.
Oh, yes, they have a saw blade on
And
them.
they're safe too.
And they're
Those are
safe. Maybe I
scalpel.
should have brought it instead of my butter knife, but for some reason I like my butter knife better.
No, that's my favorite knife, this one. This dates back like 50 years in my family.
I don't think I have anything that dates back 50 years in my family. Actually, I do have some pictures of my grandparents
Well, that's true.
from like the
Should I use
20s.
some fruit enzyme spray on the salad, or we're going to use dressing? Okay.
We do have lemon.
That would be nice on the, as a topper after the dressing.
I should put some lemon on the apple right now because it's browning out.
It's looking good.
Here, I can move.
No, I'm going to pull
something.
this out of here. I'm good.
I'm surprised you didn't want to sit in that.
I can't fit it in there.
If you put this further away from the wall, but then you can't, you have to be closer to the wall for the
I
green
just could
screen.
never sit in there.
Okay, got it.
This way I can walk around it at least. And if you want to push the
Can
table
you
back,
push it more in like front of the door or something?
I just need to walk around it. It's not like it's going to be used.
Okay. No, actually, I was gonna sit there, David,
Oh, okay.
so that you're in front of the screen talking and
Well,
I'm just.
why don't you keep
working.
working on that while
I am.
Okay.
Like if I just go here.
Okay, we're really setting up some pretty nice stuff here.
Boop, boop.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
So I have this.
It's like, I gotta figure out where my hair is right now. Okay. Greetings. Yeah, I'm sporting the Jackson Brown look tonight. Well, it's been a rough day. We been on the road. It's not easy traveling, and as you know, this knife, there's a story behind it. I've told it 1,000 times, so I'm not
Yes,
going to tell
please
you.
don't tell
I'm not
me.
going to talk about the story. But
If you don't know the story and you want him to share it, please write in the room. I haven't heard the story, David, and David will be happy to tell you the story. I've just heard it 1,000 times.
so what you have here is cabbage and
Cabbage and lettuce, and then I'm going to add celery.
I like this setup. This is kind of cool. It's very hands-on, and we're still talking the show, and it's great. I hope everyone has a really good summer. It's going to be the hot summer that they predicted, and of course, they're creating this weather. They're playing God
I think I should add more celery.
No, this is perfect. That's all the organic celery we have, in case we have to make tuna fish.
Yeah.
If you have any socks left, hold on to them.
I don't know if I have any tuna fish.
I have tuna fish, yeah.
Cook bag.
Well, we have sardines galore.
Look at that.
Yeah. So Sarah's doing the cooking show. She took the lead on this. So she's putting together
So
a
that's celery in there.
cabbage and organic lettuce. And this is organic cabbage we picked up at a health food store, and organic celery as well. So, I mean, organic
Well, this
cabbage.
apple was given to me on the last day of school by a student.
Oh, it's a special apple too. That's even better. Now, this is the dull knife, and Sarah has the really sharp Cutco knife, which has a blade that'll last forever. And you never want to take your eye off a Cutco knife because it's sharp. Yeah. I know you have a big thing against celery for some reason. I think you're
Who has a big thing against celery?
Howie's celery phobic. He's actually, I
Maybe
think,
he thinks it makes women not smell well.
Everything he says has something to do with women smelling. This is his whole life. He's dedicated his life to smelling women.
He's hoping to find, when he finds a woman that smells nice, he'll be like, you're the one.
I can't believe he actually is that way, but he is.
Yeah,
He said he's not a misogynist. He told me that in the chat room. He said, I'm not a misogynist, so stop saying that, Dave. No, but you just keep saying women are going to drain you dry of every dollar you ever had, which is very negative. And yes, don't talk like that, Pirate Salty Dog, or you'll be banned completely from the show. You know how many people have been banned from our show recently? It's a lot.
Pirate always talks like that.
Did Misanthropy ever come in, or did he just check out our show and never said anything? I still think he's running a little bit worried that maybe I'm not happy with his apathy. Poor Howie, yeah. Yes, well, you know, the country is pretty much reeling from the inept Democrats unable to actually show force and show that, you know, what they were elected for, winning the midterms, was to impeach Donald Trump, not to push Medicare for all, which is their buzzword, which is ridiculous. It's going to cost us $60 trillion. We have Medicaid for all right now, by the way. Anyway, the Democrats keep pushing this BS story about Medicare for all. Now, see, she's putting the apple on the salad. Isn't that great? What a great idea. This makes for a really good apple walnut salad. And today we're going to be using a classic ranch, avocado ranch dressing made by Sir Kensington. Got that for $1 at the grocery outlet here there in Washington. Here, there, wherever in Washington.
Now, I know this salad, David could eat the whole thing himself, but we're going to share it.
I'm good. We can, you know, the thing about these road trips, I always lose 10 to 15 pounds when I take a 2-month road trip. I mean, it's a guarantee. So I'll be coming back lean, mean, and with a 30, I'm going to hope for a 36 waist, but I'm going to probably get to a 38.
If I keep feeding him, well, I'm only feeding him salad, so
I'll probably get to a
mind.
38 waist, but that's great. You're a good cutter. This is a bamboo cutting board I picked up for $5 at Ross for Less.
Awesome. It's so cute.
We're
and
flex
small.
cooking in a hotel room right now, yeah.
Okay, can you hand me the bell pepper?
Yes.
I do.
Sarah will show you how she manages to get rid of the seeds in every pepper. She does not like seeds in pepper.
There you go. I'm gonna do, I think it needs a little color, so I'm gonna go for red.
So merely distrusting women doesn't mean you dislike them. So I want to apologize to Howie for accusing you of being misogynist. Okay, Howie, I'm so sorry.
Nice.
This is a Waldorf salad. Thank you. Exactly.
Yes, I'm making a Waldorf salad. Except does Waldorf usually have bacon?
It does. And
I could use bacon. I do have fully cooked bacon, but I'm okay.
Well, I think we could keep the fully cooked bacon bits for when we're starving to death due to the apocalypse. I know that we always keep an extra supply of food for the apocalypse in the event we are stranded somewhere in some inevitable hellhole. In order to eat the bacon, you have to open the package of the fully cooked bacon and eat it. But no, this, you need pepper cutting coarse? No, she's not in need of a pepper cutting course.
I don't need a pepper cutting
She's
course.
like the best pepper cutter
You need a
ever.
pepper cutting course.
Yeah, something's wrong with you, Max.
I
hope
like
you're-
my pepper.
Max had a
See
bad
how I
week.
get all of my seeds out of there, Max?
Every little seed is gone out of there. Max, you had a bad week. We cut you some slack. Well, thank you. Well, I am younger. Many people don't realize, but you can reverse aging by simply thinking backwards. Now, if you understand what I'm talking about, you get it. If you don't, then you don't get it.
Sorry, Max. I thought David was imitating Mad Dog. I was getting offensive.
But if you think backwards in time, you will lose aging. It's a way of fighting gravity, too. I've learned to elevate from, well, not levitate, but elevate from this miserable world that we're living in, this hellhole of an existence. It's the stench, Mr. Anderson, the stench of humanity. So you must elevate yourself from the stench of humanity in order to live, you know, a more youthful life. Sarah looks great when she's rested, I know. Let me get her on the camera. I mean, my mug is on the camera.
Whatever. The show is all about you, David.
You're right, it is. It's about what we're doing, though. we're trying to challenge the two-party system with a centrist alternative somewhere in the middle of the political spectrum. And, you know, we can waver and disagree on where we are in the middle of the political spectrum. It's pretty wide. But we are pro-gun, we're pro-choice, but we're sensitive to some of you who are concerned about the rights of the unborn children, but we're still pro-choice, Sarah and I. Now, those are red peppers. Those are the best. They're full of lycopene. This is a lycopene-rich salad. Red peppers and watermelon have lycopene, and lycopene prevent prostate cancer, in case you didn't know. Look at this beautiful salad she's constructed here.
I'm almost done.
It is so beautiful.
Oh, wait. Should I add peas?
Yeah. Yeah. Peas are great. Snap peas. Yeah. Yeah, the debate started earlier, but they don't know what to talk about. All they keep talking about is how they're stealing my ideas for getting community college education programs for free. That's my idea. I've had it for about 6 or 7 years. The 6-week to 6-month certification program.
Can you get it? Okay. Oh, well, I'll make sure.
And they're pushing an idea called Medicare for All, which is absurd. It's like a buzzword, like their typical Green Deal, the Green New Deal. Now, I have the new CCC, which is the new Conservation Corps. They don't have that. That program is designed to get a lot of young people a place to live in our parks and forests, and a job paying $20 an hour. That's what I'm shooting for, or at least starting at 15 an hour. And the CCC, the Conservation Corps, yeah, the Civilian Conservation Corps will be a vital source of new jobs for a lot of young people, especially with the automation that's displacing people's jobs. So I'm actually going to lower the cost of our park ranger service and increase access for young people to get more money and expand AmeriCorps, basically. But AmeriCorps will be, part of it will be turned into the CCC again, the new CCC.
Howie, I wonder if with your dislike of celery, if it's because people don't de-string it where you are. Gotta de-string your celery.
Sarah's doing the cooking. I'm just watching. She's decided to make our salad on the fly here, and she's making a Waldorf salad. And here we are staying at the Hyatt Regency. Uh-oh, I told everyone where I'm staying. Just kidding. Oh, flying snap peas. I am going to get it right there. I found it. It was caught by your leg, and I located it.
No, you can take that.
I like Gordon Ramsay without the F word. Yeah.
Can you hand me the walnuts?
Absolutely. Now we get these bags of walnuts for like $7.99. They're like 3-pound bags. Let me see how many pounds they put in there. Net weight, 3-pound bags of walnuts for $7.99. Isn't that amazing at Costco? Yeah, I know. And those are going to be great.
No, I don't have a bowl.
You could put these in 2 salads.
I know. Can you take that away though?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, that's.
She's going to portion these
Or
too.
I can take it away.
No, I'm going to give you a little bit of. I got some cutlery for you here.
Well, I've still got to make some food.
I know.
Oh, I probably need more cutlery.
Well, this would be a good start. Do you have any more here in the bag?
Probably. I'm good. I'll go for it in a minute.
It looks so good. I know it's so natural too. And this Sir Kensington is really, I was amazed. Avocado, classic ranch with a touch of lime for only, if you can imagine this, only $1. It has really good ingredients. Avocado oil, cucumber, distilled vinegar, egg yolks, garlic. Oh, there's nothing artificial in this at all. Gluten-free, dairy-free, and has been blessed by the rabbi himself.
Notice I'm not using the cutco knife for this.
If you're Jewish, which I'm not. Yes. Oops.
Sorry.
Oh.
Flying walnut.
Flying walnut. Beware of a woman with a sharp knife, too.
I don't have a sharp knife.
Oh, good. I have a sharp knife. Okay, that'll be washed, hermetically sealed, and I'm going to get the rest of these apples. I'll be right back.
I don't think there's anything edible in it, but
Well,
who
you'd be
knows?
surprised.
David always surprises me with what he says is edible. And of course, what he says isn't edible. Don't eat anything with red dye in it and everything, avoid GMO and, oh, sugar, you shouldn't eat sugar. And so anyway, that's one of the reasons I'm making such a healthy salad for David. This does look good. I'm impressing myself with at least I might not cook, but actually I can cook too. But I don't really like cooking unless I'm into it, unless I'm not stressed out. If I had like all day to cook like one little thing, that would be good. And I could make the time to do that kind of thing. But like David always looks at the chat when he's cooking. I don't look at the chat. I can't. I don't know what you're saying. You could be calling me all kinds of names like beautiful, stunning, glorious, wonderful, or other names that aren't so beautiful. And I have no idea because I'm just focusing on cutting up my walnuts with my dull knife. But I just need to chop them so that they're, maybe it would go faster with a sharper knife, but another flying walnut, oops. I'll pick that one up later. Anyway. All's well. One more flying walnut for you.
By the way, I
You can
acquired
rinse this off, too.
a small amount of food product from that apple, so it's good. I still ate more of it.
As long as you didn't eat the seed.
And I will rinse this walnut and eat it as well, Sarah. Thank you.
All right. I could soak these walnuts before I put them on the salad, but yeah, I'm not going to. I know my friend said that like walnuts go bad as soon as they pick them. That you have to like. She said there's some kind of like deionized water or something you can soak walnuts in, and then gets out all the bad walnut oil or something that starts going rancid or something. Anyway, they makes the walnuts taste a lot better. I'm good with this. That looks delicious, by the way. I've got my chopped nut walnuts, my salad, and I have to add that to it without it spilling over. And I'll probably add another plate to dish up between these two. Okay. All right. Here you go. There's an awesome salad.
Oh my gosh.
That is pretty delicious, right?
We should always take a still picture of that. That's so beautiful. Well,
Take a picture. Snap. I don't know. I can take a picture of it with my phone.
That's beautiful. That is
Yeah,
gorgeous.
you can take a
And we're going to
picture.
cover it with this beautiful dressing.
Yes, I can do
And I
that.
want you to do the honors of pouring the dressing.
And then I have to like dish it up between the two of us.
Exactly.
Just don't take out any bank loans. Actually, avoid credit if you can.
Yeah, really. Credit's just going to dig you deeper into debt.
Yeah. Hopefully I won't go into debt on this trip, but we'll see.
Well, I think you got it covered. I think you're a hardworking professional. And I'm
But
sharing
I'm also
some.
going to enjoy myself.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
that's the whole thing.
Did something happen with the iVlog chat?
No? Let's go to iBlog and find
Oh,
out.
wait, we're only streaming on one thing.
iBlog dropped off.
I guess so.
Okay, sorry, iBloggers.
Sorry, iVloggers. Welcome back. I made this awesome salad. It has lettuce, cabbage, celery, apple, red bell pepper, snap peas, almonds, No, not almonds, walnuts. It's really good. So I hope you, I know I'm going to enjoy it. And we're having some natural classic ranch, Sir Kensington, non-GMO that David picked up for only $1. It's like avocado. It has avocado oil, water, cucumber juice, distilled vinegar, egg yolks, garlic powder, salt, onion powder, gum acacia, sunflower oil, celery seed, nutritional yeast, lime juice concentrate, xanthan gum, dill weed, black pepper, lime oil, mustard extract. That's it. All like natural ingredients. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and put that on there.
Yeah, pour it on. I'll make a copy for myself. We have some creamers in the creamer.
Can I get a
Don't forget this.
washcloth?
Yes, I will. Don't forget a spritz of lemon.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Anything? Thanks. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, good. That's great. And we have more lettuce or more cabbage of this organic cabbage for later.
Yeah.
That'll be for later for another meal. I'll put it in with the peppers.
Sprigs of lemon on our salad.
Very good.
Delicious. That is going to be good. All right, draft frames on both of them. Our string quality may be affected. Oops. All right. Oh, it smells good. The lemon smells good with the ranch. It smells really delicious. Okay. Thank you for joining me on our cooking show, our road cooking show.
As soon as I got my cup of coffee, I'm good to go. So I'll be
As soon
taking
as-
over the
well,
show.
don't you wanna, do you need anything else?
No, I'll have my portion a little later. Thank you.
Okay. In about 45 minutes to an hour?
Yeah, we'll just leave it on the plate.
Okay, I'll eat my.
I had that sandwich and honestly, that's filled me up. That was
good.
great. Yeah.
I'll wait to have this.
You can go ahead and.
I'll start.
Okay, everybody, I'm getting ready to,
Oh, do you want me to?
you took the green screen off of that. Let's do the green screen back here. Okay.
Oh, hey, let me just put this down. I can take over the show.
No, I got it. I'm gonna just go
Or I
ahead.
can just
You can
bring
bring me
your
my
coffee.
coffee, yeah. Okay, let's get this up here.
Just one creamer, right?
Yeah. All right. Wow, it's back up again. Thank you. I've got the one creamer, sir.
You already got your creamer?
I've got it right here. And you spritzed a little lemon on there?
Yep.
The salad? Great. Okay.
Here we go. Start cleaning up my.
Okay, the buffeting is really bad at iBlog. So we're able to process the show at iBlog at 300 kbytes per second. We'll take iBlog down to, hang on, let me see, make sure iBlog is at 300, hold on. No, it's at 600. We can do iBlog at 300. Vaughn is at 600. Okay, that should help you guys. Okay, good. I made a correction at iBlog. See, all this technology is amazing. And as you know, hey, thanks for coming in, Max. Appreciate it. Hope you feel better too. You had a tough bout with a serious illness. We don't know what that is, but I'm glad you're doing okay now. Two doctors just back what I said. Okay, we got some pretty serious news today that the meat guy is in. He's telling us about how great meat is. We got some stories to talk about, really intense stories tonight, which many of you are going to be shocked to find out that Border Patrol agents are both killing themselves with guns. New York police officers are all killing themselves with guns. And they're not killing themselves at all. Because this looks suspicious, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that these guys have been murdered. Yeah, and we'll talk about why. I'm going to take my coffee and pour a little of this half and half in there. I don't use that corn syrup sweetener or that corn, you know, all the fake corn syrup that they give you, that's made with genetically modified corn, in case you didn't know. And it'll hurt your body in the long run. Studies have shown that GMO corn will cause cancer. So I recommend half and half, seriously. You had some problems with your internet, but Scissorfight says it's working now. Thank you. We've troubleshot our problem with iBlog, and we're doing well. Is my voice coming in adequate? We've got this portable Samson mic, which is pretty decent. Let me raise the volume a little bit on the mic. There we go. Max volume. Okay. Sounds fine. Good. So, what can I say? Yeah, there's some serious problems happening in the country. 2 NYPD officers, again, another NYPD officer died. That's the wrong clip. How that happened. Okay. Let's see if this works. There we go. NYPD officer dead by self-inflicted gunshot wound in Queens. Doesn't make a lot of sense, except in the context of the 2 dead NYPD homicide detectives in the same area just a week and a half ago. You're seeing a trend, right? They're all dying by gunshot. This isn't because they want to kill themselves. This is because they know too much information. Right. NYPD is like a small army, but bear in mind they suffer from the same problems that they had when Serpico was the famous movie created about their corruption. Yeah, if you ever saw Serpico, it talks directly about the corruption in NYPD. It is tragic, isn't it, Anita? Hope you're feeling better, Anita. Yeah, she got some strong antibiotics at the hospital. Hopefully they'll help. Good, I'm glad to hear that. You deserve better. Sunstar, hello, our longest viewer in the show from the beginning. Sunstar has been here for over 10 years, folks. Welcome. Anyway, what I was trying to get to was the NYPD story bounces back to a month and a half ago, or well, about 3 weeks ago, actually. 2 NYPD officers killed themselves. They were homicide detectives in the same way this one killed himself. Very suspicious. And let's not forget that they were the ones that brought Anthony Weiner's laptop in with 600,000 emails. Do you hear anybody in our government talking about Anthony Weiner's laptop other than maybe some alt-right people? QAnon talks about it. They said, oh yeah, they found so many things. They even found a video of Hillary and Uma Abedin torturing a little girl. I mean, there's some stories that are really flying on the internet about this. Anyway, the story is that they saw a horrible human trafficking child torture video on there, and that these guys saw that and then they ended up dead. Okay, this is some serious stuff. Now, why hasn't our government looked into those 600,000 emails? That's the question. Let's take a look and see if we can get this. And we'll talk about a wrap-up of the Democrats. That's an ad. Not exactly what I was looking for here. Hang on. As soon as it pops up, I'll bring you the video. Okay, this is their typical thing. Pelosi reverses her position on the border. They're putting $4.5 billion into legislation to get border relief. Okay, that's not the story I was thinking of. They've always played these irrelevant stories. Okay, this is another deputy chief. The New York Police Department died Wednesday after he shot himself. Another deputy chief. We're talking high up in NYPD, folks. This goes all the way to the top. They're suppressing any chance of those emails getting out. NYPD confirmed to Fox News that Deputy Chief Stephen Silk's executive office. This is the same story, yeah. Yeah. Okay. That was the same story. Okay, great. Yeah, this is the same story we dealt with last week. I thought there was a new person dead. That's okay, though. All right, let's kind of process this. This is not a bathrobe. This is one of the best shirts ever made. I'm wearing it. That's okay. I'm wearing it because I decided to go tieless on Thursday nights because I'm only carrying 3 ties for the road trip. And tomorrow night's the flag tie. That's good coffee. Yeah. It does suit me, yeah. It's very angelic. So we got the iBlock. Ooh, we got the iBlock show going. Thank you. You hate Nancy, Ivan. Yeah. She's ineffective. She's pretty much the representative of a party that's ineffective. They couldn't even pull off an impeachment plan, which was the reason why most people voted for him. I didn't vote Democrat this year because I wanted them to have I wanted them to release illegal aliens and give them amnesty. I didn't vote Democrat because I wanted Medicare for all to rip every tax-paying adult off to pay for people that don't work when we have Medicaid for all. I voted Democrat in the previous midterm election because I felt that they were the only ones that would be even able to process an impeachment hearing against Donald Trump. But they couldn't even pull that off. Yeah, ever since the Clintons infested the Democratic Party and Obama, the shill and the liar that he is, occupied the office for 8 years, they have become pretty much petrified dog shit, to put it plainly. Worthless. And both sides are the same, you're right. And I'm a person who's trying to find a common pathway in the middle to help the country in so many different ways. And you know, back when we left the Democratic Party in 2007, started America's Third Party, we formally left it at that point. We were toying with another party idea in 2005, but we finally locked in on America's Third Party in 2008. When I left in 2007, I was told to shut up by the Democrats. They said, just shut up. We don't want to hear you. I said, I will not ratify the war in Iraq. And they said, shut up. We don't want to hear you. And all my Democratic senators in Washington voted to ratify the war in Iraq. So they wouldn't listen to anybody talking about wasted wars, horrible experiences. And so why did these cops kill each other or themselves? I mean, there's no reason. It makes no sense. None of these suicides make sense. And then you get this story. It just gets worse and worse. Yeah, check this story out. According to the medical examiner, border soldiers have died. 2 of them were suicides. Now, two border soldiers working the border with the atrocious conditions these kids and families are in, no doubt had an ethics backbone and probably told their commanding officer, hey, you know, you can't just treat people like that. And they probably just said, we're going to kill you, get rid of you. So now they're calling it a suicide. Border Patrol Agent Vincent Pero looks on a nearby border wall that separates the cities of Tijuana, Mexico, and San Diego. 2 soldiers helping secure the Mexican border in Arizona died by suicide. Thursday, soldiers died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds. This is ridiculous. Officers say 20-year-old PFC Stephen Hodges of Menifee, California, died June 1st near Nogales And 21-year-old PFC Kevin Christian of Haslett, Texas, died Sunday in Ajo, about 200 miles from Nogales. So they both died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds in separate places. That's illogical and impossible. They were assigned to the Southwest Border Support Mission. The military officials said the circumstances of the deaths are under investigation. Yeah, I would definitely say so. So here's another example of people being killed with gunshots and calling it suicide. More than likely, some Border Patrol agents do work for the cartels. I've always said that we need to replace a lot of the Border Patrol agents and even make them go somewhere else inside the country to do work. We need to get good, honest people at the border. But you know what I think is happening? Because of the eyewitness reports, and Scissor Fight brought an excellent Twitter message from a person who donated her time at the border, and last week we read it on our show. No, these are not suicides. I can tell you emphatically, none of this makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is these guys saw atrocities going on and they were shot for saying they weren't going to allow it. That's the only thing that makes sense. Good night, Max. Sleep well. Thanks for coming in, man. It is an opinion, but without decent investigation. Now, the NYPD officers I just told you about, they're not being investigated as anything but a suicide. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that 2 lead homicide detectives killed themselves. Call me old-fashioned, but I kind of need proof, you know? I want to know if they had gunpowder residue on their hands when they shot themselves. I want to know the entrance angle and which hand they were using, and if it was the hand that they would normally shoot their gun with. We need all this information. And if you people are willing to sit back and pass judgment because the media says so, then you're more stupid than people say you are. My God. I would bring the National Guard in. No, I think that there's a serious effort to kill people who are saying, hey, I don't like what you're doing. You're hurting children. And they say, okay, well, you're dead. Chain of command. David, why would the Border Patrol deny diapers to babies needed in the camps? Because they're completely genocidal psychopaths, some of them, and they're killing the officers that are standing up for the people. That's what's happening. My gut tells me that's what's happening. I believe it. I'm passing judgment because there is no proof. You see, the whole purpose of analyzing events is to look at the evidence. In almost all the cases of false flags that we've seen, there's hardly any evidence or hardly any investigation. The most prominent feature of all these stories that we're hearing in our media now is that they're lacking evidence. Time and time again. They're lacking credible evidence everywhere. So I'm passing judgment without proof because there is no proof. That leads me to believe that they're covering something up. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, the camps are not heaven, Reptoid. In fact, these kids, according to an eyewitness report last week that Scissor Fight brought us on a message from a person who's been donating time down there, is not only are these people being forced to take their clothes off and their kids' clothes off, they're forced into a hot room initially, like 99 degrees for days, with just a bare minimum amount of food and no place to shower, no place to go to the bathroom, and no place to sleep. Then they're sent to a cold room, it's called the cold room, 55 degrees, where they freeze for weeks on end with the same conditions, no place to sleep, no place to shower. Now, recently, the DHS has been at the border, and even Department of Homeland Security has confirmed that kids are being not given showers, they're being denied baby diapers, they're given wet wipes to deal with their cleaning problems. Wet wipes. And this is not an exaggeration. DHS revealed this just the other day. I'm not kidding either. Imagine a 5-year-old child being their clothes being taken off, with their parents standing there, being forced to lay out on concrete to sleep with no blankets. Those are the conditions that Donald Trump is putting these people in. And the reason why we're seeing cops and Border Patrol agents being killed in our country is because, or suiciding if you want, is because they're the truth seekers. They're the ones saying, hey, I won't allow this. Okay, they put a bullet in their head. And then everyone else in the entire battalion says, oh, we won't say anything, sir. You think I'm kidding? This is exactly what Hitler did. It is child abuse, Reptoid. But I'm not blaming the families like you are. I'm blaming the reality that these kids have been bounced around for the past 2.5 years without even, there's 4,500 kids missing from their parents right now, not to mention the hundreds of thousands of families coming in right now because Trump didn't build a border fence. My idea, by the way, a 1,000-mile border fence. He didn't build it. Okay, African migrants raft crosses Mexico. Okay. Video, African migrants raft crosses Mexico border with no National Guard in sight. Wow. So these people could be carrying Ebola from the Congo. It's business as usual at the busiest border crossing between Mexico and Guatemala, where rafts of African and Central American migrants continue north unabated across the Shushiyat River. Look at this. Oh my God. Trump is mismanaging this something fierce. This is the worst crisis we've ever had at the border. Good night to you, Sunstar. Sleep well. Here they are, the border people coming in. These are Africans. They could be carrying Ebola. Wow, unbelievable. Okay, Bappo Fappo wants me to talk about aliens. Okay. Stop blaming the parents. Okay. Get to the point of the fact that Donald Trump is mistreating these children. Okay, stop blaming the parents. That's a tangent. You're not going to, it's like stopping the ocean with a broom, man, and you're standing out there with a broom and accusing the parents who are escaping poverty in countries all over the world to come into our country when we are living in luxury, dining out of fast food restaurants. Hello, are you brain dead? You're blaming the parents for wanting a better life for their kids? There's something really wrong with your brain if you think that that's a big problem. It's a problem that we're not keeping them out or providing any services for them at that base. Could you turn that volume down a little bit? Thanks. All right, so that's a good link. They're literally coming in. Just watched 2 groups of Africans from Congo and Angola cross illegally into Mexico from Guatemala. Now, these people could have Ebola. You know that. That video captured a typical morning along the river with smugglers using poles and inner tubes fastened together with rope and plywood to escort groups of migrants across. The makeshift ferry service continues to run all day between the 2 countries of Cuthbertson, according to Cuthbertson, with goods like coffee and black market Corona crossing back into Guatemala. Wow. And Trump has done nothing to stop this. And of course, no one's piping up about it in Congress either, because no one wants to look like an incompetent idiot like Ocasio-Cortez is. She's an incompetent idiot who makes statements that are completely absurd, except for the fact that she's on my side on this issue. She doesn't talk about me, but we both agree that there's a serious problem with concentration camps at the border with Mexico. Well, on a brighter note, how was your day? Okay, Snopes. Let's take a look at Snopes. Was Pelosi escorted out of the White House after showing up too drunk to speak? Okay, Ivan has a story that might be relevant. Nice boots. Okay. Was she escorted out of the House for being too drunk to speak? Okay. U.S. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi was escorted out of the White House after showing up too drunk to speak. It's false. Okay. Thanks, Ivan. We don't really need false information here, but can we really trust Snopes, considering they're being run by a guy who purchased prostitutes? I mean, yeah, I mean, surely you've heard of the story of Snopes and how they've been, mishandling their money and Yeah, these people are easily buyable. I mean, you can't trust that. I mean, maybe she was drunk. Yeah, here's a story about Snopes.
Snopes.com founder accused of using company funds to pay for prostitutes. Hello everyone, Jen here, Golden State Times, and today we have a news story. This one comes courtesy of the Daily Mail, and it says, exclusive Facebook fact checker who will arbitrate on fake news is accused of defrauding website to pay for prostitutes, and its staff includes an escort porn star and a vice vixen dog. Facebook has announced plans to check for fake news using a series of organizations to assess whether the stories are true. One of them is a website called Snopes.com, which claims to be one of the web's essential resources on that matter. It was founded by husband and wife Barbara and David Mickelson, who used a letterhead claiming that they were a non-existent society to start their research. Now that they are divorced, with Barbara claiming in legal documents he embezzled $98,000 of company money and spent it on himself and prostitutes.
You missed that story because I didn't play it for you.
Bitter legal dispute, he is claiming to be underpaid and demanding industry standard of at least $360,000 a year. The two also dispute what are basic facts of their case, despite Snopes.com saying its ownership is committed to accuracy and impartiality. Snopes.com founder David Mickelson's new wife, Alyssa Young, is employed by the website as an administrator. She has worked as an escort and porn actress, and despite claims the website is non-politically ran, she ran as a libertarian for Congress on a dump Bush platform.
Okay, so everything we know about Snopes is BS. We know now that he solicited prostitutes. So obviously the divorce cost them both a lot of money. It's easy to get money when you lie to people. Yeah, look at Mark making money censoring me, lots of money. Yeah. Green screen time? Fruit spray time. Okay. I'm here at Diego Garcia to do a report on the situation out here in the water. The Pacific Ocean is covered with plastic. There's a massive area the size of Texas in the middle of the ocean called the Pacific Garbage Patch, or the Pacific Gyre, if you will. And the government has done absolutely nothing to deal with this. Now, I must tell you that one of the first things I will do as president is completely eliminate the plastic dumps, plastic waste dumps that the Navy's using. Whenever our Navy goes out on the open oceans, they dump their Kotex pads, their condoms, all that goes in the water. They just flush it right at the water, and it's been going on for decades. I will stop that. We'll be getting trash compactors on board our vessels. We will not be dumping crap into the ocean. No plastic waste will be allowed to leave the bottom of the toilet. We'll be asking everybody to separate waste from sewage. Yes, sewage can be flushed into the ocean. That's perfectly biodegradable, as long as there's no plastic waste. So every single naval ship in America will be retrofitted with plastic screens that will screen any material coming in that's plastic. We'll be using metal screening to screen the plastic so that all the plastic will be going into trash compactors when it finally enters the ocean. It will no longer be plastic waste. It will be sewage, just common sewage. Yeah, and men use condoms, and some of the women use tampons, and there's a lot of plastic forks being used. All of our naval vessels will be retrofitted with metal forks, knives, and spoons, and washing machines. We will no longer allow plastic on board any of our naval vessels. Thank you very much, and I hope you support me in the upcoming election. Okay, story here from Scissor Fight. It was very interesting about the migrants from the Congo coming in. That's pretty messed up. Let's take a look at another one he just sent in. Okay. For some reason, this is line just went Orwellian on Japanese users with its social credit scoring system. Whoa. Now, in case you didn't know, social credit scoring is being used by the Chinese right now to tell people whether they can go on trips outside the country. If you have a low social credit score, you don't get to go anywhere. But Japan is now introducing this. It appears that other countries besides China are heading toward a bleak dystopian future, where a human being is scored by their online activities, only this time it's a tech company and not a government implementing the social credit score. While not as bleak as China's social credit system today, Japan's dominant social media company, Line, introduced a slew of new products, the most alarming among them, Line Score, reports The Verge. Line Score will also use AI to give social credit scores to Line users. The strength of their social credit score will allow them to get access to better special deals and offers that Line users with lower social credit scores will not have access to. While the new product is unnerving, it's not completely out of character for the Line. Recently, the company's been positioning itself as a fintech provider, and its Line Pay digital wallet system is widely popular in Japan. Higher scores, better perks. Isn't this sick, the way they're trying to control and manipulate people? Getting rid of individuality for the sake of conformity and what they deem normalcy. Yeah, higher scores give you better apartments, right? China is a disaster of a country from the perspective of human rights. From the perspective of feeding 1.3 billion people, I don't know how they do it, but they pull it off. Well, let's be clear. Why would you do this at approximately 75 miles of land along the part of the Tohono? What would you do about the approximately 75 miles of land along the Tohono? Well, for one, we need to realign our treaties with some of the Native Americans. I'm going to be negotiating a handshake with all the Native American tribes. In order to do that, we will have to acquire that land. But out of that land, we will give all the people, the native indigenous people to that area, a chance to live and possibly even be the operators of a national Native American reserve set aside for all Native Americans within the United States. We'll be apportioning some public land to do this, but what we want to do is give people a chance to actually open up a national group Native American tribal center. Now, every tribal center has a specific group of leadership, and in some cases, they have casinos. And oftentimes those casinos are also taking away a lot of money from the average Native Americans. So that whole idea of dealing with that 75 miles of land on the US-Mexican border will be built into a plan to get shared wealth for Native Americans throughout the country. And I'm not talking about a lot of money. I'm talking about a small portion out of the profits from the casinos to go back to all Native Americans, including giving them funding to build this reservation, if you will. It'll be completely open to all Native Americans. It'll be kind of a tribute reservation. Yeah. And we may choose some really good land for this too, because in the past we've given Native Americans very bad land, like the Badlands of South Dakota, and they can't do much of that. It's pretty bad. So part of this plan will also include not only the reservation center, which will be the home of the new home for these people who are being displaced at the Tohono O'odham Indian Reservation, but we'll also offer a national gaming commission that will oversee operations at all the tribal casinos to make sure that they are being run ethically and fairly for all people involved, and nobody's taking too much money off the top, skimming. And we're also going to make sure that we have open opportunities to check all of the slot machines without any prior knowledge, no pre-advanced notice. We'll go in and check to see if the slot machines are rigged. I'm sure many of you have family members that are losing your entire life savings on those slot machines. And I'm fairly sure that what's happening is a lot of families have these family members who are hooked on gambling and are losing their life fortune. And the scary part is some of those machines are rigged. So we're going to do everything we can to get a national gaming commission built into this plan as a new Native American treaty plan that will unite the Native American tribes. Everyone can still retain their home center, but the critical land that we need to protect at the border, guess 325, that land will have to be surrendered, and will give them operating potential, that they will be the stewards of the land, the reservation, the new reservation for all tribal people to come to and reflect upon their past. Now, unlike Elizabeth Warren, my family history is interwoven slightly with Native Americans. I have a Native American great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. I was told that she was Algonquin, but after talking to a couple of people, they may have been some other tribe, like the Cree tribe. I'm not sure, because I know my family, my heritage was in New England. I don't think they went up as far as Quebec, which was the center of the Algonquin tribe. So I'm thinking I may be part Cree, but a small part, not enough to qualify for free education like Elizabeth Warren got. As you know, I'm a victim of affirmative action, and I was not given a chance to get scholarships because I didn't put Native American like she did on her application for schools. She outright lied. That's how corrupt the Democrats are. They put in a lying, fraudulent person who committed perjury on her affirmative action form as their presidential candidate. It's just crazy. Hey, let me ask you, Colonel Sanders, are you going to be nice, or are you going to just come in and crap all over the room? Because your chances of surviving in this room are about 0 to none. Yeah. Okay, I have my salad. I'm going to be eating it in a little bit. It's a paper plate operation here because we're on vacation. But we wouldn't force them to leave. No, in fact, many of those Native Americans that live in the Tohono tribe will be allowed to stay in their native home. We merely need probably a clearance, a border clearance of about 300 or 400 feet, really, to work with, and an access point. I'm merely asking for use of part of their land, not their entire land. I don't want to displace them. If they want to have a new tribal land from those areas that are specifically next to the border, we are going to offer them a new place at the new Native American reservation for all Native Americans. It'll be somewhere in the United States. And I'm not sure how much land we're talking about, but this is what I'm going to propose. And it's the only way we can acquire that land safely within the context of previous treaties with that nation, with that the Tohono Reservation. But good question. We will certainly give them options, but we will have to exercise some level of eminent domain over that specific territory at the border so that we can secure the fence. Now, we've been discussing a container fence along the border, which could be very effective and quickly built. Trump has not done anything to get that container fence built. Wow. Members of midget crime gang is suspected of 55 break-ins. So they go in through the bathroom windows, these midgets. This land is my land, this land is your land, from California. So if you believe that I'm stepping on the rights of the Tohono Reservation by securing our national border, then that's not the case. I'm trying to offer everybody new angles to fairness. If you think for a second that I want Native Americans' lives to get worse, quite the opposite. I want to see their lives elevated. And with a little profit sharing from some of the casinos or all of the casinos, a little bit from every one of them, some of that money will go toward a National Gaming Commission, and other portions of that money will go toward the reservation center, which will include land somewhere in America, where all Native Americans can gather and have their tribal meetings, and also engage in tribal ceremonies, individually designed to appease their own history. There's a certain part of me that has a very deep concern for the Native Americans. I've seen a lot of suffering. There are tribes that are trying to get casinos built and can barely get them off the ground. The Crow Nation just recently started a casino, and it's probably not even fully developed. And it's nowhere near what the other ones in Connecticut are, and other areas like in Washington. We have some of the biggest casinos run by Native Americans in the world. The biggest casinos in the world are run by Native Americans, I should say. And they make a lot of money. But again, there's no fairness set up here. Let's take a look if that Snopes story is true based on a guy who solicited prostitutes and now claims to know the answers to everything. The answer is 3 members of a crime gang known as the Irish Mob Midgets were arrested in Boston. So the answer is false. They are not breaking into places all over Boston. Okay, now we're going to go to a story which I've been discussing earlier. Up and away, my beauty. Okay. Okay, long before the 737 MAX disasters, Boeing had a history of failing to fix safety problems. Repeatedly, safety lapses were identified. Boeing would first agree to fix them, then fail to do so, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration says. Wow. Okay, so the newest Boeing F-737 MAX problem was just identified when they did some stress tests. And they found that the Boeing 737 MAX has another problem, and they've yet to reveal exactly what it is, but it is definitely another problem. Not to mention the fact that 2 planes have crashed, leaving 346 dead souls, and not even an apology. So after the Gadsden Treaty, some of the members of the Native people wound up on both sides of the border, and many do not pay attention to the borders forced upon them to this day. Again, that's a good bout of information you're giving me. I didn't even know this. But I'm more than willing to offer any type of solutions for the people that are living there that will make them happy, aside from a full-on payoff. I'm not going to pay them cash. We'll offer them fair land in exchange for anyone who's displaced at the immediate border, 500 feet. But we are going to secure that border. It's not going to be an open place. If people on one side want to go to the other side, that's their choice. If the Mexicans want to come over, we'll offer them an asylum program. Okay. Photos reveal Ocasio-Cortez was crying over an empty parking lot. Okay. Why does this seem so funny? Because it's hilarious, that's why. This is bizarre. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Thank you, Scissorfied, for that click link. Photos reveal. This should be good. In just a bit. Newly uncovered photographs from border protest attended by a tearful Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez show that she was crying over an empty parking lot. Many have accused the Congresswoman and her supporters of staging a photo op after the images taken during a 2018 event outside a migrant tent city in Tornillo, Texas, went viral. The photos show an emotional AOC holding her face and appearing to cry. Her attention appears to be directed towards whatever is on the other side of the fence. Skip ad.
The EM rally so far is a huge discount of the geopolitical risks and the trade risks that are coming up, and a lot of comfort from the Fed put.
As with all these videos, they're not related to the story. Here she is feigning a crying episode. There's nothing there on the other side, and she's crying. Oh my gosh, look at this. Another image shows a photographer being careful to capture AOC's reaction as she gets emotional over what appears to be no more than another vehicle and a tree. She did a photo op with nobody there, and she's crying. And she's wearing a watch that's worth hundreds of dollars. Unbelievable. They're staging photographs just to make it seem like there's anguish and concern. What a two-faced hypocrite. Oh my gosh. It's just an empty parking lot, nothing to cry about. But I do agree with Ocasio that we have a concentration camp forming at the southern border. I do agree with her on that. And Sarah's going to take over. All right. It's amazing how she pulls that off and gets away with it. You know, somebody put her up to this. Ocasio is not really who you think she is. Thank you, Sarah.
Enjoy. I had my salad. It was really good. I enjoyed it. So now I know how I make food on the road. And I take it David went off. No, there it is. Okay, scissor fight photos reveal. Oh, you gave me that. That's what David was just looking at. Thank you. Hugs to you too. Here you go. Here's my shoulder right there. There you go. Awesome. Thanks, Elfire. You hate the world today? Everything? All of the world? Well, maybe you just need somebody to tell you, I love you. I love you. I'm going to work on being like Mr. Rogers and loving you just the way you are. I would vote for David. Okay, I know. You're right. I haven't watched the debate, so I can't tell you right now. I haven't chosen anyone I like. I do like some of the other independents though. I would say that there's certain independents that I like. Well, of course, David Sponheim, but there's other ones too. The debates were boring tonight, are boring. I didn't see what channel they were on, so I didn't watch them. I watched a little bit of last night, but just a little bit. You have a hard time watching them all anymore, all the running points. Yeah, there's different ones. You might watch it when it gets down to a couple of them or something. But maybe they'll all stay in there. Maybe they'll see David's determination and they'll all run against each other. That would be hilarious. That would be really funny. Working on my glasses, but it's like that blue screen thing. There we go. I think that'll work. Inflict strain upon the structure, collapsing under my pressure. You could. I know they have a 2-day debate going on, so many contestants, and that's just for the Democrats. That doesn't include all the awesome independents like David or the Republicans. You know, I think there are probably going to be a few Republicans that run against Trump. I know I would suggest putting somebody else up if I were part of the Democratic Party. Be like, come on, you can't just put Trump in there because he's president. I know that's been the general policy, but I think this particular president calls for some strong countermeasures. Well, David said he would match that Yang's guy. He said if Yang wins a Democratic, whoever is promoting a universal thing, David will match whatever they say. David's wanted Andrew Yang. And David has wanted a basic income for a while now, 4 to 8 years. I think it would help everyone out. I think a basic income, and we have to decide on how much of a basic income later, but at minimum of whatever the major contestant wants, agrees with. True, exactly, slow modes. And yeah, you're right. It does make sense. Yep, many of our lower wage paying jobs will be done by machines soon. And that does, I do like the idea of a universal basic income for all adult citizens. I don't know, seems like the printing of money, I don't necessarily think that's the case, Daryl BJ. I really think, though, we have to look at beyond just giving people money. We have to look at infrastructure, and we have to look at, as I say, people talk about a living wage, and a living wage doesn't just mean increasing the amount someone earns. It could mean lowering the cost of living, because it's about making sure that people get an amount of money that they can pay their living expenses. So I can just leave it like this because the fans are in the back. It's okay. Seems like the fans are definitely on. I can leave it. It doesn't. I was lifting it up, but I don't need to.
Lift what up?
It
cools in the back. The fans cool in these gaming computers have fans in the back. They don't overheat. That's just a cooling process.
Okay. All right.
All good.
Well, perhaps, but perhaps we'll have robots that can do all of the menial tasks for us. What if we had automation for all the menial tasks that you can think of? Then it's more about people doing intellectual work. We were at the grocery store today. They had a robot janitor that was like a giant Roomba. I believe it. I wondered, part of me wonders if that's why all these grocery stores are going to these like concrete floors. If they're going to do something with like a digital landscape, or maybe it's just easier cleaning for the robots. Because, David and I don't like the concrete floors. I just think, I tell people when I see these concrete floors, that they're like basically taking out all the flooring for all the supermarkets near where I live, and they're putting in all these like polished, they're just taking it down to what it was, which was like a concrete slab, and then they're polishing the concrete slab, and it makes me feel like I'm going backward in time, or I'm living in a third world country. That's what it makes me feel like. I don't like it at all. I don't think it looks good. Marty the roving robot reports spills in the Fall River Stop and Shop. Has eyes and talks.
Want to quit your day job? Become a pro streamer.
Aha. I'll have to look at that later. Has eyes and talks and it's real. Thanks for the YouTube link. I appreciate it. You saw it in your local Stop and Shop. Wow. I will see for sure. And that's the thing, is more and more jobs are going to be replaced by automation and robots, and when that happens, I agree that then, people saying they need jobs, it's not about people needing jobs, it's about people needing a quality of life and people needing a lifestyle, not necessarily about employment. Employment is just a way to earn money to pay for your life. But if you had the life that you wanted, and you had it by another means other than getting a job to pay for it, then that would be excellent. Did you see Apple bought it? Maybe it was Apple, I don't know. Somebody bought a new fleet of automated automation non-driving vehicles? What do you mean non-driving vehicles? I can see Amazon doing that for like their shipping to work in their factories. That would be non-driving. I wonder what you mean by non-driving vehicles for Apple. Is it factory ones? Maybe. And as robots. And the thing about robots and automation is that they never tire. They never get tired of doing the jobs that we would get tired out of doing. Yeah, maybe it's their automated robots would be even cheaper than their labor in China, and especially then if Apple bought a new fleet of automation non-driving vehicles, are they robots? What do you mean non-driving? Flying? Still don't know what you mean by non-driving. And yeah, robots don't complain unless they have artificial intelligence, and then they could start complaining. Okay, that's driving me crazy, that my blue light glasses, so I'm just going to go for my glassless face. Go really close to the screen so I can see what you have to say, but I have to squint. Yeah. I've been reading a book lately. It's called, I started listening to a book and I haven't finished it. Maybe I will finish that one, but then I got another book on tape checked out and I'm like listening to that one. Anyway, the one I'm listening to that applies to the conversation we're having right now is called Inevitable. I think it's by Kevin Cooney. I think that's his name. Anyway, Inevitable. And he wrote it in 2016, but he talks about like the technology for the next 30 years and some of that. And what's happening in the world and the direction that we're going in. And some of it talks about artificial intelligence taking over almost all jobs. Yeah, the book I'm listening to is called Inevitable. That is weird that your eyes like have the blue.
Yeah, they start to see through.
Yeah, my glasses are almost worse, see?
Yeah. Well, we're doing the best we can with blue screens and green screens
I guess that's okay.
and lights that are available to us. So this summer we'll have This summer we'll have a Wi-Fi hotspot, and we'll have a better setup with some better lights because we're going to a secret destination, where we will be able to broadcast from that location.
Did you want to go check outside?
Yeah, I'll go do that, and then I'll be back. I'm gonna go get my coffee cup.
Okay.
Thank you. Enjoy.
I don't know if I need anything else.
You probably do.
If you want to take something out, I guess you could take that dry bag out. I don't know. The blue igloo bag, but you can leave it too, it's fine.
Oh yeah, I'll take that out. It's empty.
I mean the green one.
Okay. Green water.
Yeah. You think we won't see true AI in our lifetime? I think we already are seeing AI in our lifetime. What I like about what he talks about in that book is he says that AI is not going to be like what we imagine AI to be. Like it's not going to be, humanoid AI. Instead, it's going to be things like the artificial intelligence that does self-driving cars, and the artificial intelligence that does your taxes, and the artificial intelligence, that kind of AI, like Watson,
Or augmented reality.
IBM's Watson is definitely can be considered artificial intelligence.
Or augmented reality.
Or
Something
augmented
assists
reality.
you when you're doing things.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a good idea, but what
I'm
about this
definitely
thing?
not taking this one tonight.
You're not going to.
No, because it's too late.
But we can do it in the morning.
Possibly, yes. That's true. Yes, true. AI has nothing to do with the body. And what he talks about in that book, which was rather interesting, is actually like multiple AIs and different types of AI. Like you might have an artificial intelligence that like specializes in one skill. And then you might have another artificial intelligence that specializes in another skill. And then the artificial intelligences that work together. And so, it's pretty interesting. How's the weather there? It's pretty warm. How's the weather where you are? You got all that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. AI mad. I don't have a pair of those, Ron Bubba. I have thought about it. David definitely doesn't have a pair. But I do have a beautiful leather outfit. I've got some awesome leather pants this year. Actually, I got them for like total 2 pairs of leather pants that fit me like perfectly for like a total of less than $15. $15 for this set, I think. It's amazing. Consignment store. I know, you were saying handmade. You hesitate to call what we used to refer to as database cooperation as AI now. You're right. But I would say if it's database cooperation that's operating without a commands prompt. Yeah, so how, or does it have to have command prompt? Where is the line for artificial intelligence? Is there there could be dumb AI that just does tasks repeatedly, but is that intelligent? Well, some people do things over and over again. I don't know if that's intelligent. You got to 90 degrees where you are today. Yeah, I hear there's a heat wave going to go across the country. And then I've heard all these thunderstorms. Pretty crazy. Yeah, then it was pretty interesting in his book. He was talking about like how you'll have different beings in the future, sentient beings, and but really it's about like one will be a combination of biological, helping people live longer, and yeah. I didn't get a pair of those, just leather pants. They're cool, full leather pants. Ooh, that's cool. Self-adjusting algorithms? Well, is Google's search algorithm like that, self-adjusting? I got a leather vest and a leather skirt like last year for around that price. Got a free leather jacket. But I've never bought a brand new pair of leather, just used. I don't think I brought a pair with me. Okay, it's very heavily monitored. You notice YouTube put you on YouTube Canada or .ca until you cleared your cookies. Were you up in Canada, Zellfire? Visiting or something? Or do you live in Canada? I don't know where everybody's from. I haven't yet eaten any expired army rations. However, I was thinking of having a really dried out banana. Oh, David, no, I don't know. I think he Oh, oops, sorry. I tried to hide it. But you're right. Little token going on, I'm sure. It's legal here in Washington State and wherever we're at. So that's good. Yeah, I don't do any of that though. I'm just I'm a good girl. What is that a picture of? That's funny, like a crack pipe or something. That's so weird. No, I don't need to partake to have a great mental mindset. Great mental mindset, Sarah. I am very relaxed, I have to say. I've been thinking about nothing, which is really good. Oh, I need to tell David. I need him to get something for me. Well, I'll do that in the morning. Oh, Cookie Monster's cooking a cookie with a lighter. Okay, that's what it is. About like a guy that's about to shoot him. Okay. No. No judgments, Reptoid. If you don't judge me, I won't judge you. How about that? All right, sounds good. I don't want you joshing with me. I'm going to love you and accept you just the way you are. Because you are special. I'm spatial, but you're special. Well, that's what I had a former principal say. Wow, Sarah, you're really spatial. And then I was like, it became a thing, like, because I'm spatially oriented, like I'm like, this could fit in here. I can fit more things. But Yes. Spatially aware. He has not named a koi fish that I know of. He just has Amber, our cat. That's about it. But he did take good care of the koi fish. We fed him before we left. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful that, especially thankful that I have a great job that has a decent income and allows me to take a break, take a vacation. Not yet, but her tail did get in her water today, Rumbubba. So sad. It was funny. She's in the car and we've got her cat dish down anyway where she was sitting and she was eating while we're going down the road, which is different from our previous trips. Yeah, I am happy. Anyway, we pulled up to a place and she decided to turn around in where she was sitting and she sat in her water or something. Like, oh, Amber. But yeah. Am I a vegan wannabe? You saw me eat a ham sandwich tonight, so no. Some of them, some cats like to travel. And some cats do get sick. But yeah, I've seen one cat that like travels in a motorcycle. I know I'm not a big ham fan. I was just trying to eat up the last of it. Even though David brought his sausage. I'm going to try to have him not buy that anymore, but I know he will buy ham. For some reason, he likes ham. I don't get it. I don't like ham. I don't like bologna. I eat it every once in a while, but I don't. Oh, you missed me making a ham sandwich. You'll have to go into a recorded broadcast. David's uploading it to youtube.com/David John Sponheim, I guess, where he normally uploads his cooking shows. I will eventually eat more salmon. Oh, true. Some can't block out the movements of travel. True. Well, you guys should definitely talk to David about eating pork. I mean, he's already gotten on the GMO and organic food bandwagon, so it'd just be one more step for him to get on the no pork bandwagon. I'd be okay with that. I mean, I do like bacon every once in a while, but I think today I'm going to true slow modes. Yeah. What's it gonna say? Well, when David comes back, I think I'm gonna take a shower and go to bed. It's getting pretty late where yeah. Getting pretty late for me. I usually, give him this break this time, so it's good. Tomorrow morning I'll need to bring in my computer.
You need something in the morning?
My computer or email from this. It's good.
A little bit later.
Yeah, later.
Unless you want to do that tonight.
I know, it's already like,
Let me go get it.
it's already after hours. I'll do it in the morning.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna finish the show in
Okay.
about 2 minutes. I'll be there. You see these little things?
No.
This must be a new technology. that cool?
Yeah,
So you can look in the door and it's pretty damn strong.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, David was saying that people that are on a vegan diet, they don't look very healthy. My sister was on a vegan diet for a while, but then now she's back onto a regular, just a regular food diet. Well, she does eat really healthy and organic whenever possible. And my goodness, I made a mess with those nuts. I'm cool like that. Okay, just
All right, that's it for you tonight. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
I'll put my glasses on now.
Exactly.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Yeah, hey, man. Well, here in Diego Garcia, just kind of catching the rays, and everybody was like totally mellow, you know. Thanks, Sarah. That was awesome. Yeah, man. So, what do you want to talk about, man? Oh, you heard me coughing in the background. Okay. So we got about 30 minutes left. We can talk about what's on your mind, and obviously, country is reeling with this president who's bumbling left and right with foreign policy that's degrading to ending trade deals that have been standing for probably 50 to 100 years. Yeah, at least 50 years. No, I don't get stoned. That was a joke. We were pretending to. I was coughing in the back. Weed the people is a very strong message that I've been putting out. Yeah, we have a plan to actually get legalization of marijuana going in every state. Right now, a lot of states are having problems. You know, like here, Illinois fast-tracked it, and everybody's like, "Wow!" And other states like, you know, nearby, like even Maine allowed it, but they haven't in 2 years. They haven't created any recreational supply stores because Governor LePage of Maine has vetoed every effort to put together a viable plan. Now, there are viable plans going on in Washington State that work great. The state itself has earned $800 million in revenue in 2 years from nearly $2 billion in sales. That's like 42% of the money that comes into for marijuana sales goes to the state, which is a big win-win for the people of Washington. If only the state ran efficiently and didn't waste that money. Therein lies the problem. States like Washington are just dumping tons of money into endless contracts with a bunch of construction crews that literally rape the coffers of the taxpayers. In my state, my property taxes have gone up $500 a year every year for the past 2 years, going on 3 years. Next year will be $500 more. Isn't that amazing? The Democrats keep spending left and right, and they don't have any stoppage. That's why when they call Medicare for all some big scam, like a Orwellian idea that we all get the equal care, we already have that. We already have that. We have Medicaid for all. So I'm proposing we keep Medicaid for all, but lower the cost of health care. So what we're coming up with is an idea to actually bring mobile medical units to America. And within a short period of time, within 1 year, we'll have 200 of these mobile medical units ready to go to deliver to people in need. mobile high technology mobile telemedicine vehicles where you could actually talk to a doctor on a TV screen if you're really in need, if they, if they have to evaluate you up close and personal. And we'll have a Pillomatic on board, which will give you a pill dispensary. We'll be offering generic medicine, amazingly enough, made in part by the government, so the government can get a return on investment out of that. The Democrats don't have these ideas. They don't have ideas where the government can actually pay for itself without siphoning money out of your tax dollars. And that's why I still believe I'm your best choice for 2020. I'm serious. So our idea of the mobile medical system will be deployed without congressional support or with congressional support through the VA system. And the VA system will be made to be much more robust. Donald Trump and Kellyanne Conway and others have said that the medical system is great and we're doing fantastic. It's horrible. It's incredibly bad. The VA system needs to be revamped in a big way. So our plan is to get low-cost healthcare solutions, $30 copays for people who have hardly any money, and $30 copays within that framework, within our current economy, is doable. And we're even offering a public option of $60 a month. If you want to pay into it, you'll be able to get that. But best of all, we offer a preview editor here. Oh, I don't have a preview editor. We're offering the $500 a month basic income plan. So the basic income plan will actually get people money up front, and out of it we can take a portion of that basic income for your medical, your full medical. So if you want to deduct, say, $60 from your basic income of $500 a month, say, for instance, you'd get $440 a month. Big difference, but still doable. So you get full health care as an American citizen with your basic income and a public option. So the basic income of $500 a month, pulling $60 a month leaves you $440 for whatever you need for your monthly budget, including maybe low-cost rent. Now that's for people who are veritably on the edge right now financially. Hey, you got a link there, huh? Dixie Trailer Trash. And you want me to look at that? Best trailer of 2019? Okay, I'll take a look. Thanks. Yeah, so that's a good thing. We've got that option. And of course, we're hearing from people like now Elizabeth Warren's offering a basic income plan, supposedly. Oh, see, that's just inappropriate for our show. That's the kick of wolf fans, man. Everyone who's illegal right now will be directed to the mobile medical units. We'll have some of them catering specifically to illegal aliens that are in need of health care. I don't want them to lean on the emergency health care system because it's robbing our Medicaid funds. If we could get the cost of health care down for a mobile medical unit to $30 a month, $30 a visit, that would be great. Now the public option, $60 a month, will get you access to any healthcare facility that's currently receiving tax credits or tax benefits. Nonprofits, public hospitals, any of those will qualify, and they will keep the rates at a specific low cost. That's the goal, to keep the rates down. So when you go to the doctor and you're on the public option plan, which could be included in your basic income, and everyone qualifies, even stockbrokers, wouldn't matter. You'll be able to get basic health care at these mobile medical units for free, as well as public hospitals and nonprofit hospitals that are going with the plan. Anyone that doesn't want to go with the set rates that we offer will be opting out. They will also no longer get tax credits or tax benefits for being nonprofit. They'll be removed from the nonprofit list, and that'll be a costly thing for companies affiliated with like churches. United Methodists, Catholic churches run hospitals too. If they choose to opt out and they want to just charge private rates, then they become private hospitals. That's the way we're going to get around it. We don't have anybody talking really loud in here. This is no more than a conversation happening between two people on a desk. You actually believe that I can't broadcast without sounding really, really loud? I've got one of the best portable mics ever created. It's a Samsung, and it's a condenser mic, and it works great. These things are available, readily available at Best Buy right now. They collapse into themselves. Like this. See? And then this comes out, it's very convenient. Yeah, you can even do ASMR with it. Hear that? Yeah, we don't wake anybody up. Everything's all done by the book here. We have an incredibly lean technology machine running here. Yeah, we wouldn't even be able to do this show if we had, a zero option. We can't afford not to do the show. I would love to travel, as you know. So I'm traveling and doing the show. Oh, so you like the lower decibel quality? Is that good, or do you want it higher, or what? Yeah, is that not, because I was doing close-up last night. Is this better if I hold it close-up next to me, like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Like that. Hey, hi. I did a really whisper show last night. And by the way, I uploaded the show to my YouTube channel, if you guys want to watch it. Lower volume puts people to sleep, so it's not good. I'm lowering. Okay, well, I'm sorry, it's 73% lower than usual shows. Yeah, I mean, I would think that this is loud. Sounds like I'm being sneaky, yeah. Well, do you mind if I try another mic? Let's see what this is, since we're doing Technology Thursday. Hello from the V-Rail Society. 10 Germans are watching you from under Antarctica. Hey, it's good to know that, yeah, assuming you're telling me the truth. Let's take a look. I wasn't even on this mic. Why didn't you tell me? How did this happen? Hey, everybody. The whole show was done with a bad mic. Wow. I thought I checked my settings when I put this on. It must have defaulted. Well, bear in mind, tomorrow we'll have a better mic. Yeah, there we go. This is amazing. Yeah, thanks for telling me about the mic quality 2 hours and 45 minutes into the show. Appreciate it. You know, it's kind of sad when you think about the fact that, you had to hear the show at a low volume because you didn't speak up. That's pathetic. Yeah. V-Rail has not or never been a society. It's the name of a people, race, creed that predated recorded history. But what do you know about the V-Rail Society, Dr. Meow? What if I told you that the V-Rail Society was a fictitious belief that Germans were actually capable of alien space travel? Yeah, there's no evidence that aliens could ever have adapted to this environment. Yeah, sorry about the bad mic. Yeah. It was a big problem, but I guess we'll have to just deal with it in the upload. Yeah. Walmart selling the Blue Yeti for $120? Yeah. There's better ones out on the market besides the Blue. I'm not vaped out. Yeah, no. Yeah, they happen, man. But, nothing's perfect in this world, right? But the V-Rail Society was truly Germany's secret program, which is more of a spiritual connection to alien beings, celestial transplants. What Dr. Meow is saying is hogwash. The Germans had developed technologies that were reverse engineered
from alien spacecraft. Many of you are not familiar with the VRIL project, so we will give you a little information. This secret society was known by many as a secret dark world of intrigue in engineering technology. So any other questions about the mobile medical unit and the basic income? You know that I have offered the new basic income of $11.11 per month. If indeed Elizabeth Warren did try to up it, Andrew Yang's amount has not been matched by anyone. I'm matching it, and beating Elizabeth Warren's amount too. And no matter what they come up with, I will raise the ante. I have never eaten raw anything. No, I mean, I've always cooked meat. Maria Orsic, also known as Maria Orsic, was a famous medium who became the leader of the VRIL Society. Yes, she was born October 31st, 1895 in Zagreb. Her father was a Croatian and her mother was a German from Vienna. Maria Orsic was the leader of the VRIL. Isn't that kind of scary? Hey, should I extend the show because I had such bad audio and maybe do another hour? Or you're having so much fun, I didn't want you to, ruin yourself. No, we're going to keep these to 3-hour shows, I think. My green screen screws up every time I get too close. It's this fluorescent light that's causing cancer. She was raped by Russians. Is that kind of the kind of rape that they talk about women, like Donald Trump is being accused of raping a woman in a department store? And the woman said that some people think rape is like something fun. She was not referring to herself. She was referring to what men think about rape. I read the whole story. In Munich, Maria was in contact with the Thule Gesellschaft, and soon she created her own circle with the Traut from Munich and several other friends. The Alldeutsche Gesellschaft für Metaphysik, officially name of the VRIL Gesellschaft. All of them were young ladies, which among other things were against the arising fashion of short hair. So they were all like long-haired people. No, I'm shooting for size 38, I told you. I'm not trying to push the waist thing because my upper body strength is so strong that I really, I actually need that extra distance between my legs to support my girth. They say women who have a gap between their legs, are good childbearing women. Well, that's the opposite with men. The tighter your legs are, the bigger your hips, the more childbearing you are. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? I'm glad I was the first to tell you. The VRIL. So anyway, these are low-cost medical solutions that the Democrats can't come up with. Now, we know that Donald Trump stole the mobile medical unit idea in 2016 just to get noticed, like he stole my 1,000-mile fence idea. Just to get noticed, not to fix the country's problem with the fencing. But we will implement the mobile medical unit, whereas Donald Trump cannot. Now, I take a very little bit of information and bring it into the show and expand upon it. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was information we found out about hackers. Yes. There are hackers breaching the NASA operation. Hackers breach NASA. News at 11. I look so stupid the way I'm just standing there. frozen at iVlog. Okay. Look at this. Hey. Yeah, let me bring the story into you, and you can read it with me, and we can move on, because I'm sorry your audio is so low tonight. I really am. But these things happen. Yeah, we were in a rush to start up, and I didn't double check, and this damn program resets every single time. Every single time we do a show, it resets to the same setting, real tech, when I have to continually give it a Samson mic.
These subterranean keepers of the Vril could destroy mankind.
Should they come up and decide they wanted to colonize the surface of the planet, we would be doomed.
It may seem a kind of tabloid truth that one would expect to find in sensational newspapers, but the Vril Society really were consciously dedicated to the service of evil, and by their impact on the founders of the Nazi Party, they instilled that evil into the senior leadership of...
Okay, going with the theory that our government has already been compromised by Nazis, that story of the V-Real kind of makes you wonder, is the alien agenda, the V-Real, modernized? Have they already nested within our own government? The infiltration was only spotted and stopped after the hackers roamed the network undetected for almost a year. That's right, hackers breached NASA, stealing the Mars mission data. Can you imagine how lax NASA must be if they just let hackers do this for over a year, including details about the Curiosity rover and probably the place where they photograph all their shows, in Greenland. Yeah. Isn't that hilarious? You got to admit that's funny. Okay, don't say anything about that. Just ignore it. Forget that NASA just released all their secret info about their alleged Mars. I guess this turns the Space Force into a space farce. I forgot my laugh clicker that gives me the laugh ability in the show. Okay, now because technology is not a high priority for Donald Trump, check this out. This just came in recently. The V-Real Project. Yeah, let me show you this. If U.S. attacked, Japan can watch on a Sony television, Trump says in a dig at World War II defense pact that we made with our greatest, strongest trade ally, Japan. Isn't that amazing? This is the daily, Sabah. But Trump on Wednesday aired a new complaint about Japan, Washington's closest ally in Asia, limiting the U.S. decades-old defense pact with the country as one-sided and unfair. Now, that's partly because he's tripled down on the fact that Japan very much needs cheap oil to fund their electric system. And they're trying to negotiate a deal with Iran, which is standing in the way of his big economic sanction idea, which is his idea, not mine. I said no to many more economic sanctions and no to the signing of the treaty. I was the one that suggested we never sign the treaty in the beginning. So yeah, this is another case of this guy's blowing it left and right. So tonight, before I close, I'm going to give you a special feature on the dangers of vaping. Yeah.
Prices. It's the same in Saskatchewan and Newfoundland and Labrador. Many Alberta retailers say they'd welcome a ban on sales to minors. One association actively asks its members to only sell devices to users over 18.
We're trying to help the province or the various municipalities to understand what the product is and how it can be marketed and used by vapors in Alberta safely.
As vaping has become more common, so have injuries involving the devices. This man in Colorado broke his neck during one explosion. Others have lost fingers. Manufacturers say the problem often comes from incorrect use or modifications that cause batteries to short circuit. The Greers maintain that Ty's vape wasn't modified.
He will never touch another one. Never smoked a cigarette in his life, but somehow he got involved in these bloody things.
Anti-smoking advocacy groups say it's high time Ottawa and the provinces regulate these products.
Ban sales to minors, regulate manufacturing standards and enforce these standards.
In fact, last year, a parliamentary committee recommended sales to minors be banned. For its part, Health Canada says it's reviewing vaping and e-cigarette use, but so far, no action. Reed Feist, Global News, Calgary.
All right.
Did I see if this interferes with that?
No, everything's good. I've got the light.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Number One A-Juice. We are a UK.
So that, yeah, thank you, Sarah. Awesome. Well, that was Pitoro's link he sent us tonight. And tonight in the Democratic debate, very few people really deviated from the norm. None of them acknowledged 9/11 being an inside job, by the way. That would be like taboo there. None of them talk about false flags and how the government's lying to us about the need for gun control. None of them talked about the dangers of GMOs. None of them talked about forced vaccinations. None of them talked about the chemtrails that are being used to create global climate change. And basically none of them addressed the simple fact that our government is overspending rapidly and we're never going to get ahead of this terrible, terrible budget crisis that even Trump is a big contributor to. You know, so all the more reason for a third party, right? Yeah, so I'm going to give you guys a little extra time because I've got a private room here. We have a suite. We picked up a suite in a very nice hotel. So normally I would be interrupting everyone's show with, you know, my talk, and this is like God sent. So I might as well give you a little extra time in the show if you don't mind. Yeah, I know. Normally our shows go till right 10 o'clock.
Especially because we might not be doing a Saturday show.
Yeah, it's true. We may have to cancel another Saturday show. So I've got tonight and tomorrow night and no Saturday show. So we're going to be busy. So I kind of want to get more time in right now, if you don't mind, talking about some of the issues. Thank you. We have a very flexible situation here. Sure. You want to see what's going on? Yeah, no problem, Howie. And I want you to know, Howie, I'm not trying to create an enemy out of you by making gross statements about your feelings about women. And I'm sorry if you feel like you're not a misogynist, and I'm sorry I accused you of one. So just because you don't like the way women smell and hate the fact that they drain your income, I want you to know that this Flex show is all about you and what you want and what you expect. And what's going on happens to be one of your favorite little pieces that you ask for.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, like, do you ever, like, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I totally do, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna assume that iVlog is pretty much in chill mode over there. No one's talking, but hey, thanks for coming in, guys. I'm gonna stay on for another half an hour, do an extended show. Yeah, I didn't get enough of me time tonight. Sarah took up a great deal of portion of the show, the best cooking show she's ever done, I think. That was awesome. Thank you, and I wanted her to do that. No, I wanted her to do that because this is not about me all the time. Just most of the time.
Just all the time.
Well, no, I mean, you did a great job. I mean, she made a Waldorf salad, incredible Waldorf salad with the best ingredients. And then she also made this sandwich to end all sandwiches with the apple slices in it, ham, and cream cheese on organic whole wheat bread. And man, it rocked. Thank you. So we'll do breakfast in the morning at the usual time? Okay. We got a good routine. We're up and running and out the door and making miles. As you know, folks, I don't fly because the technology, as I exposed a couple days ago in our first video, the MH370 crash, it stands out in my mind as not only failed technology, but I believe the navigation system is involved.
Have you seen the mini clock?
I think it's over there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm going to talk briefly about that because it relates to technology. Yeah, the MCAS aviation system that's being talked about with the Supermax, 737 Supermax, has been the topic of discussion. And the MCAS system is the most vulnerable aspect of the Boeing system and is being analyzed by top experts. And like I said earlier, they found new problems with certain scenarios that they ran with the software. So it hasn't been fully tested. Boeing is on record pushing projects through rather rapidly. And as you all know, my house is literally, we get flyovers now 30 times a day, whereas we used to only get 2 or 3 flyovers a day. We get 30 flyovers a day on an area of the Northwest where I live, which is a Naval Air Station, underneath the flight path of a Naval Air Station. So, and most of those are Boeing aircraft. There's some F-35s in there that they fly, but most of them are Boeing. And Boeing got the order with some pretty shady dealings that went on behind the scenes by Patty Murray. And I happen to know for a fact that Boeing lost the order, 50 different bombers and jets prior. They lost on all 6 points of contention. And then magically Patty Murray got a hold of the order and instantly turned it around to Boeing winning on all 6 points of contention. So I think there's a serious flaw in the contract appraisal process, which has allowed Boeing to produce inferior jets and getting away with it. That's my strong belief. Now, getting back to the MCAS system, the Boeing manufacturing system can be deactivated if pilots turn the aircraft manually, okay? But the problem is the MCAS system is not being properly discussed because guess what? It's top secret. Yeah. They're not allowed to talk about the MCAS system publicly. Yeah. You know why? They cost too much, I agree, Rum Bubba. The MCAS system is part of the navigation override system. That's top secret. And you can't even find information on this online. A friend of mine I was talking to knows almost everything about what he thinks everything about planes and jets because he reads it in magazines. He reads about stuff in magazines. I told him, I said, you can't read about this in magazines. It's top secret. It turns out that, now this is just hearsay, but it turns out that these jets have an overriding navigation system that can be taken over and overwritten from an exterior point. So they can control jets from an external location. And they built this system simply to prevent terrorists from hijacking planes. Simple, right? Oh, okay. Just safeguard, make sure that planes don't go down because terrorists hijack them and redivert them. So an auto navigation can take over a plane. It's a big mistake. Okay, the Boeing 737 has long been so long and so safe, the FAA was allowing Boeing to perform its own testing for certification. I agree with you, Slow Modes. It is a big mistake by the FAA, but this problem is deeper than what you're hearing in the news. They can't talk about the MCAS system because it was devised to prevent takeoffs by terrorists and landings by terrorists. It's designed to override the aircraft. Well, that's all fine and dandy. That's all fine and dandy if you got an honest government with honest people who want to do the right thing. But what if your government is not honest? What if they are capable of downing aircrafts whenever they want, willy-nilly? And that raises the question about MH370, because no one knows how that crashed, and all this hearsay about the pilot being depressed is a lot of BS. There are certain significant things I brought about in our first video on this channel. When we first started the road trip, we talked about the MH370 and having all kinds of issues that conflict with the mainstream media's assessment of their landing or crashing. Like the guy who stuck a flip phone up his butt and then was able to get it out of his butt, a Marine who text messages from Diego Garcia, which is where I am right now. Here, the picture behind me is Diego Garcia. This is the water off the coast of Diego Garcia. So I'm making that my theme for Technology Thursday in discussing the fact that they have the ability to overtake navigation systems. Now, can I confirm this? No. It's hearsay. It's strictly scuttlebutt on the internet that they have this ability. But I can tell you that I've had firsthand information gathering from the designer of the system. I met him at Radio Shack. Yeah. Boeing had fired the guy. I know that sounds kind of preposterous, but back when Radio Shack was still a business, they were the only ones hiring in my area. And I walked into my Radio Shack and I started talking to this old guy. I said, "What are you doing here?" He was like 59 years old, 60 years old, my age, right? He looked a lot older than me. But he said, "Boeing fired me." I said, "Really? What happened?" "Well, I was working on a project that's no longer needed me, and they fired me." Okay, well, that's interesting. So I have a question. Do you know anything about whether planes' navigation systems are safe? We said, "Oh yeah, I know everything about them. I designed them." He literally told me he designed the systems that Boeing used. It's like, wow. So can they be controlled from outside the plane? "Oh yeah." He told me that. It's like, they can control the planes outside the plane? "Oh yeah, no problem." So, needless to say, this guy, word of mouth, confirmed what I had always had suspicions about, and that we had been seeing, the possibility of planes hijacked by rogue government agents is very, very real. All right, well, I guess your chat about the F-15 is considered one of the best fighter planes made. That's why it sells. And I'm not saying they're not a great employer, but bear in mind, they have one of the most mismanaged businesses I've ever seen in my life. They keep a staff of hundreds of men and women sitting around in rooms earning $60 an hour doing nothing if there's no project in front of their face. I've talked to guys that literally have to drive all the way out to Boeing airfield and sit there all day long and play cribbage and go home every day until some major project comes along where they work 18-hour days and bust their ass. So I'm not so sure that Boeing is the best run company in the world. Vril So Kantark says, Abby Martin on Rogue a couple days ago said she's supporting Bernie Sanders, and you always disliked her. Yeah, I can't imagine anyone supporting Bernie Sanders. He's such a communist. It's unbelievable. Plus, he's a moocher, and he's a two-faced hypocrite. They never had to scramble jets to possibly shoot them down if they're been hijacked. They never did. No, I understand, but that's all just 9/11 crap. Remember, Dick Cheney never responded within 35 minutes. He talked to General Worley on the phone, who happened to die in a freak subway accident in 2009 and can't testify. Dick Cheney didn't do anything to scramble jets to stop the 9/11 attack. 35 minutes, he did nothing. And George W. Bush read a book upside down called I Pet Goat Too. So yeah, there's a lot of BS. Oh, they'll follow him. Yeah, it's all just a show of force. And, they have to look like they can't do that. Remember, this is strictly hearsay. I cannot verify this. But can you ask me a simpler question, like, do they have the technology to control planes remotely? I don't know. Does your cell phone work when you call someone? I mean, are you retarded? Don't ask me ridiculous questions like that. My God. I'm doing an extension of the show just to get pissed off. But no, I'm not going to get angry at you. It's an honest question. They'll just follow a plane, yeah. But I'm sure they have the control over them. And they don't want anyone to know. Because if they knew that they controlled the plane, how would you feel if you flew in that plane. Safe? There's nothing closed circuit. The government has the ability to access the FAA's closed circuit system. I mean, just use some logic here. It's like putting a little butter on bread. It's easier to eat. My goodness. I can't believe I actually have these conversations with people that think they're intelligent. Wow. Oh, sorry. So, well, thank you for letting me share that story and talk about the dangers of technology. But I haven't really even touched the subject. It's not like I'm Ted Kaczynski or something and want to write a manifesto. I really believe that we have a runaway technology that's merging with unlimited capital. And the cybernetic technology that's merging with the artificial intelligence that we're capable of acquiring is being done by people with tons and tons of money. Now, I brought up the fact that the Rothschild family, and Jacob Rothschild is now the only patent holder on the chip for unmanned aerial vehicles, the floating point technology. And I talked about this in our earlier show. And I brought this whole thing up earlier in the beginning of our travel show series. Now, if you want to watch any of these videos that we've made over the past few days, I welcome you to check our show out at youtube.com. It's my show, really. And yes, this evening show is really on my end. It's not really, it is an America's Third Party venue, and we'll probably be uploading the whole show to America's Third Party at a later date. But right now I upload to youtube.com/David John Sponheim, and that's who I am. Okay? And if you want to watch our earliest broadcast on our travel show, it's in really low resolution of 12 frames per second. Before we got our act together and realized we had to do a show remotely through a VPN, through a high-speed modem, and the only way we could pull it off right now without a Wi-Fi hotspot was this way. So enjoy, okay? Thank you. Check it out. You can watch our previous shows there and learn all about what I've been talking about the MH370. Yeah, it's pretty serious when the Rothschilds are now the sole owner of a chip that can be used to manipulate drones at high speeds 1,000 times faster than the human mind can even think. I know, I mean, it's scary stuff. And they can weaponize those drones with C4. Yeah. It's been a pretty smooth show tonight, and every night we've been getting better and better technology. Yeah, so one of the things I do when I get to a hotel is I ask to go to their office section, and I go right into the office section and I simply do a speed test on their system. And even though the office section is Ethernetted, it gives me a good gauge as to how fast that hotel works. And we pulled off a miraculous thing just getting to this location and doing the show tonight. Now, I want you to know that I actually like Boeing as a company, but I'm not the kind of person that would attack. I did watch some of the Democratic debate, but very little of it, because all I saw was the same rhetoric from Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden that we saw in 2016. But the Democrats are so without a choice that they're willing to accept less now. That's what I noticed. And this offering Medicare for all is unsustainable financially unless we cut the cost of health care. And that's why I think the government should have mobile medical units. But barring the harsh reality that Boeing has been making mistakes, and the fact that they haven't admitted them for legal purposes, which I can understand is an issue that they wouldn't want to admit to, because they would be liable for the death of 346 people recently in Sri Lanka and Ethiopia. I think it's probably in their best interest to remain as transparent as possible and keep the open dialogue going about how they can improve. Because I'm not the kind of person that wants to see bad things happen to big corporations that are doing well and providing jobs. Now, I'm not a person who would turn my back on a company as big as Boeing, but would I give them a free ride like Patty Murray did? No. In fact, I'll be investigating anything that happened to allow these planes. If I have that opportunity, I'll be doing everything I can to investigate what happened to these planes and how they got fast forwarded. We've got a guy on our show who comes in early at iVlog, and he's been in here too, called Max to Outcredit. And he's got some information from a friend of his that worked up in Toronto, or excuse me, in Vancouver. And he has information to the effect that, if I can believe everything I hear, which is questionable, he claims that Boeing got that order fast-tracked like over the weekend. Now, I'm open to anything that gets me to the truth. Yes, I'm running for president in 2020. That's right. And the show has been a constant effort too, by the way, against all odds. So there's nothing that will stop us from running in this election and every other one. The question is, and many people have had this question, is how long can I sustain this without any press coverage in America? Seriously. And Ivan said Democrats are brain dead with no good ideas. It's so true, Ivan. And that's why I left the Democratic Party. Thank you. But Donald Trump steals ideas too, and that's a problem. And stealing ideas and not implementing them with good faith is a big, huge problem with the Republicans. So Dave 2020 is a real thing. And if you want to hashtag Dave for 2020, you can. Anyway, the big question I have is, how long can I sustain this without any press coverage in America? Now, there's a sliding scale where most people give up and say, no, they can't do this. I happen to be an anomaly. And not only am I capable of doing this, I make it my personal life mission. Now, here I was 10.5 years ago.
Hi, good morning. As you can see, I'm still wearing the shirt I wore last night and yesterday at Blog TV. It's exhilarating to do Blog TV. We've been having an incredible time. This is in fact day 54. I thought yesterday was day 54, but we did a recount, and we determined that today is day 54 as we approach the election.
So that's me, and that's what I'm going to be doing 10 years later, 10.5 years later. I'm still doing it. So don't think for a second that lack of coverage in America is going to stop me from doing a daily show. It doesn't matter. They won't let me get into the Democratic debate. The Democrats won't even talk to me. They claim that I'm a racist simply because I did an impersonation video of Barack Obama. The requirements of the debate are not possible for me. They need 50,000 signatures, and most of the Democrats can get them because they just have sign-up sheets at every one of their meetings. This entire political process is stifled so bad it's like constipated. The Democrats could never come up with a good plan of action, and the Republicans, all they can do is give tax breaks to the rich and steal ideas and not implement them. So it's not, no, I wanted to do the blackface thing. It stands apart from the Democrats. I don't want support from the Democrats. Hey, we're going to get you out of the show again, but thank you. All right, he comes in once in a while with his mouth, and then we have to remove him from the show. Yeah, he's of no value. The guy's an insane moron of the highest value, highest level. If you have any idea how hard it is to face daily censorship and continue to do a show, when Mark has only a few people come allowed into the chat room now, everybody else is being blocked from getting in here. And I have eyewitness testimony to this by many, many people. We're down to just a few chatters every night in our show. And this is their way of shutting us down. and it's not going to work. I will broadcast to one chatter nightly. If they want to make me think that I have one chatter, that's fine with me. I'll broadcast that one chatter. It doesn't even matter. Oh, it's 65,000 individual donations to be in the debate? That's exactly right. I can't meet that because I can't pull from a poll of Democrats. Yeah, the censorship across all platforms is unreal, yeah. Well, Saffron, Topper Dan has never really fit into our plan. He never understood why I did the blackface video. He doesn't even believe we're being censored. It's like talking to these glasses. You know, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. We're talking to my bottle of fruit spray. Hey, so what do you think about the next election? Not only was the blackface a big success, but it has actually helped me reach millions and millions of people across the world. And I'm convinced that that's still happening despite this pathetic chat number that I'm getting at Vaughn. Yeah. I'm going to go to look at the stats at Vaughn and see how many real viewers I have. Because as you know, Mark shut down all guest chat. Guests can't chat, and so has iVlog since I started broadcasting. Ever since I started pulling large numbers of guest chatters, Mark got rid of the ability of guest chatters to come in here. That was Mark, what he did. That was censorship. It was targeted on our show. Since I started broadcasting, guest chatters to come in here. That was Mark, what he did. That's 72 chatters we have that would love to come in and talk and can't. And when I send them to other links, those two, like the Y99 show, that was completely censored again. Oh no, that's not all he said. You see, Topper Dan doesn't understand what we're doing. He represents the establishment mindset, and he doesn't belong here. And I even told Misanthropy he doesn't belong here either because he's so cynical that he's apathetic. And we need people who actually want to build a third party. Yeah, even if it's just watching us on the show without discouraging us. I need supporters, not people that denigrate the show. The only people that have been allowed in here have been regulars and the T. Rucker clan. They're the only people that have been allowed into the show. Everyone else gets turned away. Mark has these methods where he says the show's shut down, no one can get in. We have our iVlog show, which is now doing the same thing. They've caromed us into a place where we really are kind of trapped. And somebody said, well, why don't you just broadcast on BitChute? Yeah, BitChute, for sure. That's really a huge audience, yeah. Or why don't you just upload your videos to archive.org? Yeah, well, we have our videos uploaded to 153news.net, and 153news.net just got shut down. So the guy who's running 153news.net took our videos and went to 153news.org/third party, and you can watch our videos there. Everything's the same. But you can no longer type in 153news.net because he's facing legal battles, and that man's very brave to even go online with his address, just like we are. We're very brave to do that. Well, what we're doing is maintaining pressure. And the longer you maintain pressure on something that is relentlessly trying to fight back, the more likely we'll be able to slow this down and stop the censorship. Now, this method that they've acquired by censoring us and limiting us to the chatters that are just regular viewers here has been effective insofar as it's suppressed any access to our show in chat. But what they can't do is stop anybody rebroadcasting our signal. And that means all over the internet too. If you wanted to take our signal and bump it to another show somewhere and run your own show, the day that I missed last Saturday, someone came into our Vaughn show and basically told the people at our Vaughn show to go over to our YouTube, and they played our YouTube show from Friday night on the Saturday show. and it got 92 viewers that night. 92 viewers. Now we've got 77 viewers right now who can't chat, but it had 92 viewers. Just our repeated Friday show, and you can do that for tomorrow's show. You can repeat it for Saturday, because we're not going to do a Saturday show tomorrow. On Saturday, I'm going to be doing tomorrow's show. Yeah, it's showing 73, but whatever. Yeah, it wasn't 77 when I looked last. But we had 92 viewers on another channel somebody opened up. True Blue, I think, did it along with Chat Room Celebrity. So the viewership is still really strong, and people really like this message. So don't kid yourself. What they're doing by limiting chatters in these chat rooms, and iBlog is doing it now too, ever since they shut down guest chat. What they're doing is a systematic shutdown and a corralling of what we're doing. No, I'm in various other places, undisclosed. You'll not know where I went this summer until after it's over. And I'll bring you some photographs. Now, our Monday show and I guess our tomorrow night show talk about conspiracies more than these shows during the week. Like tonight's focus is technology, but I'll talk to you about the dangers of technology and how hackers have hacked into NASA. I mentioned that earlier. Well, life on Mars gets a head start in the Utah desert. So NASA's almost admitting they're filming out there in the middle of nowhere, not on Mars. Since 2001, the Mars Desert Research Station, a facility simulating Mars analog habitat owned by the Mars Society, has allowed thousands of space enthusiasts from countries around the world to put on a makeshift spacesuit and live in a space station for an extended period, according to the LA Times. Isn't that funny? It was built near Hanksville, Utah in the early 2000s. It's like they've been running fake everything in a remote desert area in Utah. Look at that. Yeah. Here's the analysis of the U.S. 10-year rate versus Japan's and Germans. Wow. I gotta tell you, we have a lot more fluctuations in our economy than they do in their economy. That's for damn sure. We're still the strongest country in the world, and we still have the strongest currency in the world. I know, I agree. They don't have good ideas in the Democratic Republican Party. They use Utah and Greenland to simulate the terrain on Mars. Well, they don't tell the American people that publicly in the mainstream media. It's kind of a side note. It's a secret side note that they don't want anyone to know about. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up tonight. I'm going to spend some time with Sarah watching a movie, give her a back rub. I hope everybody enjoys the other shows we're uploading to my YouTube channel. Feel free to go there and check them out. Yeah, we're going to have 3 in the hopper by tonight, and it takes me like 3 hours of upload time through this VPN, so I can disguise my location even from YouTube. So I'm telling you, we have to run a stealth show with state-of-the-art equipment, bare bones equipment, consumer-based, prosumer-based commitment, just to do a show for you guys without getting swatted or attacked. And I hope you realize the importance of this and the constancy of our effort, because believe me, they want to shut us down worse than anybody I've ever seen. Thank you, Scissor Fight. And I appreciate you guys, especially you, Scissor Fight, for giving great links to our show. If you guys want to watch movies, you can always go to our YouTube channel at America's Third Party, youtube.com/America's Third Party. All of our playlists are great videos, just one after the other. You can just bump through them if you want to watch stuff. And I've got a lot of playlists. The newest one is New 1906. And that will give you the most recent links we've gotten since we started our vacation. Thank you, Ivan, for coming in. Thank you all for watching the show, and all of you guests who are watching our show as well. Bear in mind, this process of beating the censorship is a slow and arduous process, but it's almost like slowly itching away at a wall to create a hole. And it's the word of mouth around the world that people are telling people about us that really gives us the chance to actually grow. We can't grow in the mainstream media because they have shut us down. Proven. I can show you all different ways in which this is proven that they've shut us down. And it started back in the early days when we started, 2 years into it. We saw a Penguin update shut down so many different Patriot sites on YouTube. We were allowed to stay on, but they locked our subscriber counts at YouTube and Twitter. And we've been locked for 8 or 9 years. Whereas the Young Turks and Alex Jones, they got like 2 million subscribers. We got none. Zero subscribers in 20,000 hours of broadcasting. That's impossible. So the censorship is very real, and if you believe that America can stop these people, you have to tell all your American friends to tell other friends that censorship is going on, and I'm proof of it. I am absolute proof of it. Just the fact that I can't even get 1 second of airtime in America is proof of it. No, we've already done an area investigation of Area 51 while in Vegas. Yeah. Would you like to see it, Johnny? I could play it for you after the show. Would that make you feel better? We discovered Janet Airlines and the transfer of people. About 300 people go to Area 51 every day. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to show it to you. Yeah, so obviously doing a show long term it's been ever ending, and we have to keep this roll going because their goal is to shut us down. We can't possibly let them win. Even if just staying on is our goal, then we win. Yeah. I'm looking for the clip I have. Apparently I don't have it. Easy access. I was hoping to get you the Janet Airlines one, but it's evading me. Yeah, I can't bring it to you tonight. But we are going to sign off, and I will be bringing you another show tomorrow from 6 to 9, and a little bit longer in this case. Yeah. Hey now, what's going on? So I'm going to say good night to everybody, and thank you for coming in. It's been great having a show and talking. Can't always do that nowadays. All right, got the integrated webcam. Oh, there's mini-me right here. Yeah. Okay, we'll do a little free love for you. Thank you for doing it. Yeah. There it is. Okay, good night. See you guys tomorrow if you want to hang out. 6 to 9 Pacific. We'll be here. Take care. 1, 2, 3. Free love.